my idea come up, we develop something, then we test something, then we do many more other things in between, then we finally deploy. Okay, then something might not work. Again, we ask my developer, new idea come up, new bugs come up. Again, recreate the code, create a new version. Again, we test. Again, we deploy. Again, it's kind of infinite loop happening every day. Okay, it's called DevOps approach. Okay, this is one point. Second point here in this in this DevOps approach is there's a mindset also. So DevOps is more about the mindset. It is not actually kind of technology. It is a mindset in the company. The mindset is whatever you're doing, can you do it faster? Can you do it automate? So there are two main game. Can you do it automate? And for automation, you'd ask the computer to do. In this case, one of the guy who can help you is shell scripting. That will do that everything in the automated way. And second thing is to make it faster. Okay, and one of the main part that will slow down the thing is your operating system installation. So whenever you install the operating system, it will slow down the thing. Okay, so to make the thing faster, we have to decrease the time of installation of the operating system. So there we have to use a technology called container technology. Okay, and the container technology, one of the product we can use called Docker. And now why we have to install the operating system? There's a reason. Okay, because you know, if you want to run any program, okay, इस लड़के को देख के मुझे एक बात याद आई. बाहर सीढ़ी में लड़का बैठा है, यहीं का ऑफिस वही है. ओके, तो मत जा तो ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ. एक बात याद आई, अब शेयर करता हूँ, आपको बहुत सारी सीखने की मिलेगी. ओके, हालांकि मैं जयपुर बहुत कम रहता हूँ, मैं ओनली समर में आता हूँ. ओके, भाई साहब, आया हूँ मैं, या रथ यात्रा में आता हूँ, अलग अलग सिटीज में जा रहा हूँ. और बाहर से बहुत सालों पहले मैं ट्रेनिंग इसी लैब में दिया करता था. तो दिस इज माय होली प्लेस. एक्चुअली दिस प्लेस इज माय होली प्लेस. ओके, तो उससे भी पहले नीचे जो है ना बेसमेंट में, वहां दिया करता. तो स्टार्ट में वहीं सीखा था 22 साल पहले, इसी बिल्डिंग में. ओके, तो उस समय मेरा एक लड़का आया बाहर से. मैं अकेला करता था सब कुछ काम, कंप्यूटर बनाना, रिपेयर करना, वायरिंग. ये वायरिंग देखिए आपको दीवार में, ये मैंने ही लगाई है आज से 15, 16, 17 साल पहले. अभी तो यूज नहीं, पहले लैब हुआ करती थी. ओके, तो उस समय एक लड़का मेरे पास आया, उसका नाम था अनिल अंजना. ओके, बस जॉब चाहिए. तो मैं क्या आता, सब कुछ नहीं आता. मैं क्या कर रहा था, 12 पास हूँ. ओके, अभी बीए में मैं एडमिशन लेने जा रहा हूँ. मैंने ठीक है, आजा, क्या करना चाहता है? सर कंप्यूटर में थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट है, सुना कुछ आगे अच्छा होने वाला है कंप्यूटर में, तो वो उस पर काम करूंगा. मैं आता तो है नहीं, मैं ठीक है सर सीख लूंगा. फिर उसने वैसा पैसे कितना दोगे? मैं कुछ नहीं दूंगा. आता ही नहीं, क्यों दूं? पता उसने बोला ठीक है कोई दिक्कत नहीं, वो काम पे रख लो. मैं काम पे रखा, और वो मैं जब यहाँ पे क्लासेस लेता था नीचे, उस समय लिनक्स की क्लासेस लिया करता था. अभी आरएसएस से बोलते हो, तो उसमें आरएससीटी बोलते थे उस ट्रेनिंग को, तब लिया करता था. और तो वो बस बैठ के घूमता रहता था, बैठा रहता था, सुनता रहता था. एक बार तो ग्लोबल एग्जाम होता है रेड का, उसमें वन ऑफ सर्टिफिकेट आपको दिखते होंगे ऐसे. ओके, तो काफी कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है निकालना उसको, एक बार में निकालना. तो उस समय स्टूडेंट भी होते थे आपकी तरह, इंजीनियरिंग कॉर्पोरेट के लोग भी आते थे जयपुर के, जो हुआ करते थे उस समय. ओके, वो आते थे और वो एग्जाम देने, जब एग्जाम का उनका होता था, यहीं पे एग्जाम हुआ करता था, रेडिट खुद यहाँ पे आती थी उस समय एग्जाम देने के लिए. तो आसान नहीं था एग्जाम को पास करना. लोगों को 1 या 2 अटेम्प्ट लगते थे पास होने के लिए. एक अटेम्प्ट में मोस्टली बहुत कम लोग पास होते थे. 3-4 महीने बाद वो मेरे पास आया, फिर सर मुझे एग्जाम देना है. मैं, तुम्हें आता तो है नहीं कुछ, कैसे दोगे? मैं, नहीं सर मैं सीख गया. ऐसे घूमता रहता ना क्लास में आपके, तो थोड़ा बहुत वो क्लीन भी करता था कंप्यूटर को, वायरिंग वो करते जोड़ भी करता था, वायरिंग बनाता था, सब कुछ डेटा कब्ज वगैरह कैशिंग करता था. ओके, मैं सर कर लूंगा. एग्जाम उसको करवाया, वो पास हो गया फर्स्ट टाइम में. और फिर मैं सर्टिफिकेट लेके आया, ऐसा कुछ सर्टिफिकेट था रेडिट का, अनिल अंजना. बस सर अभी मैं आ गया, देखो अभी सैलरी दोगे? हाँ बिल्कुल बनती है सैलरी. तो उसको भी 2-3-4 हज़ार मैंने उसमें सैलरी दी होगी. फिर वो सीखा, वो ऐसे कर करके 2-3 साल रहा. और उसकी सैलरी यहाँ पे जब था उस समय तक 10,000 के आसपास, 8-10 हज़ार के आसपास तक हो गई थी. एक दिन मेरे पास आया, बस सर मेरे को सीखना, वो सीखा जो मैं जानना था जाना, मुझे बहुत लर्निंग हुई यहाँ से. ओके, अब मेरे को सर जॉब छोड़नी है. मैं क्या हो गया? तो सर मैं दिल्ली में एक जॉब मिली है मुझे अच्छी, मैं वहाँ जाना चाहता हूँ। वो मुझे थोड़ा सा जो मेरा आगे फील्ड है करियर, मैं उसमें मुझे लगता है कि मेरा स्कोप वहाँ है। तो उसमें मुझे अच्छा डिस्कस किया, मैं ठीक है अच्छी बात, ऑल द बेस्ट जाओ। दिल्ली में गया, उसको वहाँ पे उस समय सैलरी था 30-40 हज़ार रुपये होगी। और कुछ अच्छा इसको जब मिला, अच्छी प्रोफाइल मिली करने के लिए। वो यही कि जयपुर के आसपास गांव का नाम याद नहीं मुझे, पर दिवाली में आता है ना, दिवाली में तो हर साल मिलने आता है वो। मिलता है, पैर पे छूते हैं, बात बात करता है। ओके, तो उसके अगले दिवाली पे आया, बस और मिठाई का my idea come up, we develop something, then we test something, then we do many more other things in between, then we finally deploy. Okay, then then something might not work. Again, we ask my developer, new idea come up, new bugs come up. Again, recreate the code, create a new version. Again, we test. Again, we deploy. Again, it's kind of infinite loop happening every day. Okay, it's called Devops approach. Okay, this is one point. Second point here in this in this DevOps approach is there's a mindset also. So DevOps is more about the mindset. It is not actually kind of technology. It is a mindset in the company. The mindset is whatever you're doing, can you do it faster? Can you do it automate? So there are two main game. Can you do it automate? And for automation, you'd ask the computer to do. In this case, one of the guy who can help you is shell scripting. That will do that everything in the automated way. And second thing is to make it faster. Okay, and one of the main part that will slow down the thing is your operating system installation. So whenever you install the operating system, it will slow down the thing. Okay, so to make the thing faster, we have to decrease the time of installation of the operating system. So there we have to use a technology called container technology. Okay, and the container technology, one of the product we can use called dog. And now why we have to install the operating system? There's a reason. Okay, because you know, if you want to run any program, if you want to run any program, okay, इस लड़के को देख के मुझे एक बात याद आई। बाहर सीढ़ी में एक लड़का बैठा है, यहीं का ऑफिस बॉय ही है। ओके, तो मत जा, तो ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ। एक बात याद आई, शेयर करता हूँ, आपको बहुत सा सीखने को मिलेगी। ओके, हालांकि मैं जयपुर बहुत कम रहता हूँ, मैं ओनली समर में आता हूँ। ओके, भाई साहब, आया हूँ मैं, या रथ यात्रा में आता हूँ। अलग अलग सिटीज में जा रहा हूँ। और बाहर से बहुत सालों पहले मैं ट्रेनिंग इसी लैब में दिया करता था। तो दिस इज माय होली प्लेस, एक्चुअली दिस प्लेस इज माय होली प्लेस। ओके, तो उससे भी पहले नीचे जो है ना बेसमेंट में, वहां दिया करता। तो स्टार्ट में वहीं से किया था 22 साल पहले, इसी बिल्डिंग में। ओके, तो उस समय मेरा एक लड़का आया बाहर से, मैं अकेला करता था सब कुछ काम, कंप्यूटर बनाना, रिपेयर करना, वायरिंग। ये वायरिंग देखिए आपको दीवार पे, ये मेरी ही लगाई है आज से 15-16-17 साल पहले। अभी तो यूज नहीं, पहले लैब हुआ करती थी। ओके, तो उस समय एक लड़का मेरे पास आया, उसका नाम था अनिल अंजना। ओके, बस जॉब चाहिए। तो मैं क्या आता, सब कुछ नहीं आता, मैं क्या कर रहा था, 12th पास हूँ। ओके, अभी बीए में मैं एडमिशन लेने जा रहा हूँ। मैंने ठीक है, आजा, क्या करना चाहता है? सर कंप्यूटर में थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट है, सुना कुछ आगे अच्छा होने वाला है कंप्यूटर में, तो वो उस पर काम करूंगा। मैं आता तो है नहीं, मैं ठीक है सर सीख लूंगा। फिर उसने सर पैसे कितना दोगे? मैं कुछ नहीं दूंगा। आता ही नहीं, क्यों दूं? पता, उसने बोला ठीक है कोई दिक्कत नहीं, वो काम पे रखो। मैं काम पे रखा, और वो मैं जब यहाँ पे क्लासेस लेता था नीचे, उस समय लिनक्स की क्लासेस लिया करता था। अभी आरएसएस से बोलते हो, तो उसमें आरएससीटी बोलते थे उस ट्रेनिंग को। तब लिया करता था। और तो वो बस बैठ के घूमता रहता था, बैठा रहता था, सुनता रहता था। एक बार तो ग्लोबल एग्जाम होता है रेड का, उसमें वन ऑफ सर्टिफिकेट आपको दिखते होंगे ऐसे। ओके, तो काफी कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है निकालना उसको, एक बार में निकालना। तो उस समय स्टूडेंट भी होते थे आपकी तरह, इंजीनियरिंग कॉर्पोरेट के लोग भी आते थे, जयपुर के जो हुआ करते थे उस समय। ओके, वो आते थे, और वो एग्जाम देने, जब एग्जाम का उनका होता था, यहीं पे एग्जाम हुआ करता था, रेडिट खुद यहाँ पे आती थी उस समय एग्जाम देने के लिए। तो आसानी था एग्जाम को पास करना। लोगों को 1 या 2 अटेम्प्ट लगते थे पास होने के लिए, एक अटेम्प्ट में मोस्टली बहुत कम लोग पास होते थे। 3-4 महीने बाद वो मेरे पास आया, फिर सर मुझे भी एग्जाम देना है। मैं, तुम्हें आता तो है नहीं, कुछ कैसे दोगे? मैं, नहीं सर मैं सीख गया। ऐसे घूमता रहता ना क्लास में आपके, तो थोड़ा बहुत वो क्लीन भी करता था कंप्यूटर को, वायरिंग वो करते जोड़ भी करता था, वायरिंग बनाता था, सब कुछ डेटा कबेज वगैरह कैशिंग करता था। ओके, मैं सब कर लूंगा। एग्जाम उसको करवाया, वो पास होगा फर्स्ट टाइम। और फिर मैं सर्टिफिकेट लेके आया, ऐसा कुछ सर्टिफिकेट था रेडिट का, अनिल रंजना। बस सर अभी मैं आ गया, देखो अभी सैलरी दोगे? हाँ बिल्कुल बनती है सैलरी, तो उसको भी 2-3-4 हज़ार मैंने उसमें सैलरी दी होगी। फिर वो सीखा वो, ऐसे कर करके 2-3 साल रहा। और उसकी सैलरी यहाँ पे जब था उस समय तक 10,000 के आसपास, 8-10 हज़ार के आसपास तक हो गई थी। एक दिन मेरे पास आया, बस सर मेरे को सीखना, वो सीखा जो मैं जानना था, जाना मुझे बहुत लर्निंग हुई यहाँ से। ओके, अब मेरे को सर जॉब छोड़नी है। मैं क्या हो गया, तो सर मैं दिल्ली में एक जॉब मिली है मुझे अच्छी, मैं वहाँ जाना चाहता हूँ। वो मुझे थोड़ा सा जो मेरा आगे फील्ड है करियर, मैं उसमें मुझे लगता है कि मेरा स्कोप वहाँ है। तो उसमें मुझे अच्छा डिस्कस किया, मैं ठीक है अच्छी बात, ऑल द बेस्ट जाओ। दिल्ली में गया, उसको वहाँ पे उस समय सैलरी था 30-40 हज़ार रुपये होगी। और कुछ अच्छा इसको जब मिला, अच्छी प्रोफाइल मिली करने के लिए। वो यही कि जयपुर के आसपास गांव का नाम याद नहीं मुझे, पर दिवाली में आता है ना, दिवाली में तो हर साल मिलने आता है वो। मिलता है, पैर पे छूते हैं, बात बात करता है। ओके, तो उसके अगले दिवाली पे आया, बस और मिठाई what a way you use. Okay, the minimum requirement is you need OS bootable image or setup file known as OS image. For example, in your laptop, if you want to install Windows, if you don't have a DVD or pen drive, this is setup file. It is not possible to install it without this. So if you want to install any operating system, the minimum requirement is you need an image or the bootable file or the setup file. Okay, and from this we can install the operating system. Same, if you want to install the operating system using a Docker as a product, the minimum requirement is you need an image, and this image is called container image or the Docker Docker image. Okay, now it is your choice which OS you want to install. You want to install Ubuntu or Red Hat or Mac or Windows. You have to go and get this image. From where? From that particular company. Go to Microsoft and ask, can you give me image for the Docker for Windows? Or there's some site also available where they give you mostly all the images free, mostly. So there's a site called hub.docker.com. If you go to this site, here you can get all the images almost kind of free. Of almost for any OS, Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, Kali, Backtrack, and many more also. So thousands of images available. So what is image? Nothing, is like a kind of pen drive, like a DVD that you can insert in your hardware and install it, the OS. But without that image, you can't install the operating system. Okay. For example, if you're looking for, hey, looking for Ubuntu. Ubuntu is one of the Linux OS. Can we have a Ubuntu? Yes, yes. And this tag means this official image. Ubuntu own company have put the image in the site. Okay, and what you do is just go and download. And how to download? They give the command called docker pull. Okay, so what you can do, you can say docker command pull. I want to download the image of the OS called Ubuntu or Red Hat over here. Okay, but guys, you know every OS have multiple versions. Windows 7, Windows 8. Similarly, also Ubuntu also a lot of tags of the versions. Okay, so there are a lot of versions available. Version equal to tag. So you want to install bulky version of Ubuntu or 25.4 version or rolling version or latest version. Okay, so to give the version, there's syntax called colon. After colon, you can give the name of version. For example, 14.04. So when you hit this command, enter. Okay, this command go to internet if you have internet connected in your laptop. Internet, download this image and copy in your local system. Okay, in my case, they done it very quickly because this image I already downloaded. Docker images. You can say Ubuntu with 44 I have already downloaded. I think guys, the VM that we have given to you, we have given this images pre-downloaded in your VM. Otherwise, if you want to download other images, you can use this command to download. Okay, this is one thing. So what is image? Image is a kind of setup, and from this setup, that's called Docker image that you can download from somewhere. And in our case, this somewhere is called hub.docker.com, sometimes also known as hub. And the site from where we download the image are its kind of databases. But this database technically known as registry. It's called image registry. So wherever guys image is available, those system or those sites are known as registry. Or you can use the word database also, but technically also registry. And how to download? To download, we have to use a command called pull command. Okay, so we use the pull command, means docker pull command to download. To confirm is download or not, we have an images command. You can see this image has been downloaded. Okay, now after image come up, it is more like you have a DVD. Now from the DVD, you can put your DVD in the laptop and install the Windows. Similarly, from this image, I can go and install the operating system. Operating system. Right now, in my case, I am not running with any OS. How? There's a command called docker ps. It will tell you how many OS is running at this point in time. Nothing. Okay. But if you want to launch the operating system, then we have a command called docker run. Okay. And I am saying this command that please go and take this image Ubuntu version 1404. This is what I downloaded here. Take this OS and install the image, install the OS for. Now you can think, I don't know guys, have you ever installed any Linux OS or not, or Ubuntu? If you install Ubuntu in your laptop, it mostly 20-30 minutes or 1 hour maybe. But here Docker will install this guy in 1 second. I'll show you. Just 1 second OS installed. And then one more thing guys, when you install any OS, first you have to install, then you power on your computer, you OS start, let's go boot, then you log in. This entire process will be done here within a second or less than a second. Okay, that's what this command is. So run is a command through which you can install a new operating system. And in the Docker world, okay, operating system is known as container. So use the word OS or the container, same thing, but technically it's called known as container. That is the reason this technology is known as containerization technology. But container is exactly almost equals to the operating system. Okay, this one. And mostly guys in the Linux, we work in command line terminals. So here, if you need a command line terminal, you can use -T option. So I say after OS installed, log into this OS and give me the command line terminal or shell. But with the shell, what we do? We normally interact. We run the command, they give the output. It's called interact. So interact, there's option called I. And you guys know multiple option you can also write in this way without giving space. Or you can use IT or IT, but it's same thing. No difference. That's all. So right now, when I again open one more terminal here, I have not running it with any OS, any container. But one more thing I want to tell you guys here is, okay, because Docker is a software, guys. For installing any software, the minimum requirement is always the OS. Okay, so we have one operating system, and on the top of the operating system, we have installed Docker. Okay, Docker program. This is what we have given already pre-installed. Okay, so on the top of the operating system, we have installed Docker program, and Docker program is known as Docker engine actually, or Docker services that we have given you pre-installed. But the OS that we are using in my case is called Red Hat 9. The same OS we are working from last 2 days. So this is Red Hat 9. This is what the OS we are using till date. Okay, the OS on the top of this where Docker is running or Docker software is running are known as Docker host. So your Red Hat 9 is also known as Docker host because they are hosting the Docker. And on the Docker engine, what you can do, you can install multiple OS, one OS, two OS. It's more like a virtualization. But difference is, if you use virtualization, what we're using in your Windows already, okay, installation will take half an hour, 1 hour. One OS take 1 or 2 GB RAM. But here, these OS, 1, 2, 3, 4 OS, launch within a second. Second thing is this OS are using almost 10 to 20 MB RAM. That's all. For where? For base system. In base system Red Hat. So Red Hat is 2 GB RAM, for example. So out of 2 GB RAM, some will take 10 MB, some will take 20 MB, and so on. They're like shareable. So your hardware is shareable from base system to the container. Okay. So I'm going to launch this container. Okay. And in my case, I'm launching a container that is equal to OS called Ubuntu OS. And for this, what I need the image. Image that I already downloaded. I get to confirm container is working or not. So there is no container working. But as soon as guys I run this command, this is a beautiful command. One click OS launch. That's all. Done. Almost within a second. Okay, your new OS launch. Guys, believe me, I was sitting on the Red Hat, but now you log into Ubuntu. This is a different OS and this is a different OS. This have different network card, IP address. This is different network IP address. This is a Red Hat. This is Ubuntu. And how I know this? If you know guys anything about Ubuntu, anything about Ubuntu will work here. For example, in Red Hat, if you want to install any software, there's a command called yum. It works in Red Hat. But in Ubuntu, yum command does not work. Okay? In Ubuntu, if you want to install any software, then command is called apt-get or apk maybe. apt-get. It's working. It's a quick proof that this is actually Ubuntu. And it's a full-fledged OS, guys. Full-fledged OS. Whatever you can do with the OS, you can do here. You can install database, you can run Python program, you can do shell scripting here, you can create file, folder, install software. Whatever you can do with the OS, you can do it. It's an actual OS. Only thing is, they launch within a second. And second thing is, they launch in just in 10 to 20 MB RAM. And to check this OS is working or not, you can go to a base system. In my case, Red Hat. It's called Docker host. You can see now container is running Ubuntu, and they are almost 1 minute ago. Okay, but container guys is taking the every OS need the hardware, right? RAM, CPU, RAM and CPU. So this container guys is getting RAM and CPU from your base system, and for the container base system, in my case, Red Hat. So if you go to Red Hat and command free-m. Right now in Red Hat, the total free RAM is 479. Okay. If I launch one more container, you'll see container will take the RAM from base system. How much RAM? Almost 10 to 20 RAM. 10 to 20 MB RAM. And how can I check this? Let me open one more terminal. Let me launch one more container. Docker run -it. Let's use Ubuntu again because this image I already downloaded. 1404. So what I'm doing, I'm going to launch one more container. Let's see here. When I ask you to install one more OS, it takes a lot of time. So we always frustrate. But here, there's no meaning of frustration. One click OS launch, one click OS delete. So quick. So quick. So when I launch this, right now I am running with only one container. I'm a base OS where the container is running. This is called Docker host. In my case, it's called Red Hat. The total memory used is 475 in this case, at this point in time. But as soon as a container launch, new OS launch, this OS take the memory from the base system. Let's see how much memory they use. They use almost 40. Very interesting, right? Just in 40 MB RAM, the entire OS launch. What else you want? So finally, what you achieve? Cost also, money. Okay, you achieve speed, or you achieve cost. It means if your company want to have 10 OS, if you go to normal bare metal or the virtualization, you require 2 GB RAM per OS, for example, or 1 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM. But here, for 10 OS, just in 14 to 10, 400 MB RAM, just 400 MB RAM, your 10 OS will start. Just within a second. Or less than a second most of the time. So you achieve cost, it's fast, and what else you want. Okay, that is the reason Docker is a product or containerization is a concept or technology come under the category of DevOps. That DevOps is a big world altogether. It's a big umbrella. There's a lot of things is there. In DevOps, there's a tool called Jenkins come up, Ansible come up, Selenium come up, Terraform come up, some of the cloud ideas come up or technology come up, Kubernetes come up. Many other tools also there in the world of DevOps. It's a big world altogether. Okay, but one more tool that's come under the DevOps world umbrella called Docker. Why? Because Docker is the one who is working same idea. I'm rapid. I'm helping to think very to decrease the cost. So whenever you see this idea, decrease the cost, being very fast, maybe automate also. Docker also can help you in the automate also. I'll tell you how. Okay, so that is a Docker is a tool software come under the umbrella or the category of DevOps ecosystem. Okay, but we are only learning Docker. I told you in the first day. Our plans to learn Linux, what we the company require, scripting and Docker. That's what we're learning. But some of the terms I will keep on giving here there. So you should have basic vocabulary with you. Okay. So so this is guys what we can check. Now if we see here, I'm running with the two containers. And whenever you launch a container, they give a container a name, unique name. They give this name automatically. Plus they also give a container the ID. This is called container ID, unique ID always. So what do you use of this name and ID? If you want to shut down the container, okay, there is one way. One way is to go to the container and run the exit command. Your container shut downs here. Now you come back to your base system. One more small thing, guys. This is a command prompt. Okay, when you see this kind of command prompt, mostly you are in the base system. It's called Red Hat, where Docker engine is running. And on the top of the Docker engine, when you launch the container, if you are in the container in the different OS, then normally you see this kind of command prompt. Just to differentiate, you can check this. Okay. And now again, you can go to base system and see. You can see one of the containers shut down. Which one? 9.3. See, this is what we have shut down. 9.3. And other way to shut down is without going inside the container. I can go to a base system. If you know the container name or the container ID, okay, I can run the Docker stop command. And you can give the container ID or the container name, both will work the same. Let me use the container ID, copy and paste, and stop. Now you can see the container that is running is been stopped. Again, you can go and check here also. This here, automatically stopped. This is also one of the way. Okay, you can think in this way. This Red Hat is more like your Windows. Okay, and in the Windows, the way you install Oracle VirtualBox, it is more like a Docker engine. Okay, and the VM that is running here from the virtual technology, in our case, it is called container. So in my case, one VM is stopped, one is running. Okay. Similarly, if you want to check how many containers there, you can use Docker PS command. The Docker PS command will only show you the container that is running. But when you see all the container that are running or stop, then the option called A. We tell you, in your case, this container is exited, means stopped 54 seconds ago. This container is exited 8 minutes ago, or some minute ago. I have many more because I use some in other training also. Okay, but this is what you can see. Okay, and for example, if your VM has been shut down, you want to start the VM. What do you do? Click here to boot. Similarly, if you want to boot the container, because I know the container ID. For example, I want to boot this guy. Copy the container ID. Then run the command Docker start, and your container ID or the container name. So whatever container you shut down that point in time, the again boot, they start. And how can I check? Docker PS. Docker PS. They start. Okay. So they start and see is now running 7 minutes ago. But understand one thing, guys, when you start the VM from here, you VM will start. But after start, what you have to do? You have to do double click. Why? To go inside this. Similarly, Docker started, but still you're into base system. So you have to go inside the container, so there's a command called docker attach. And I can give the ID or the name. Let me give the name this time. So finally, you want to base system of Red Hat where Docker host is running or Docker engine is running. When I hit enter, you will land it inside the container. You have to write type 2 time enter and you are inside the container. Okay. And guys, this container is a real OS, kind of real OS. You can create a file, you can read the file, you can remove the file. They have the IP address. I have configured the command Linux to see the IP address. So this is the IP address. From here, you can ping, let's say to Google, for example. They have a shell also. And because they have shell, it means whatever you've done till date, shell scripting you can do here. We can get a variable, we can do everything, whatever you know, we can do everything here. Or because this OS, you can install databases, C, Java, Python, PHP. Maybe they might have PHP installed. Let me check. Yes. So if you know Python, you can do Python programming here. Okay, if you know Python, you can close the Python. My point is a real OS. Whatever you can do with the OS, you can do here. Okay, so this is not our duty to use the OS. Our duty is to launch the OS and give to my testing team. Let's say use this for testing. I give to my database team. Let's say use this data for database. I give to my full stack team. Let's use this for deployment of the app. Our duty is to give the OS very quickly, so their time should be saved. Okay, this is how it works. So we have Docker run command to launch the new OS, Docker stop command to shut down the container, Docker start command to start if something shut down, Docker attach command to go in if you want to go in. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you. Okay, if your container is working and if you are inside the container and you want to come out from this container, if you use the exit command, the container shut down. Okay, without exit, if you want to come out from this container without shutting down, right now if you see here, if I go to a base system, Docker PS, your container is still up. Okay, and where the container is running, guys, behind the scene we have base OS. I want to go to a base OS. Okay, without shutting down this guy, then we have one shortcut, guys, here, and shortcut is your left control key, control PQ. Press control PQ as shortcut. You will come out from to the base system where this code Red Hat without shutting down your container. Okay, so there's one shortcut you can use. Okay, so if the container is running or you are inside the container and from the container you want to go back to your base system where we started, then we have a control plus P plus Q, means all the key you press together to do so. Okay, so we just started, guys, the container. There were many things we are going to go deep into this topic as we progress. Okay, now you have to do two things, guys. Two things. The first thing is, first you practice this command very quickly. Okay, this first thing you do. Second thing is, now you guys has to start preparing one advanced project. Advanced project. Okay, this project you have to put in your resume, and wherever you are, guys, pitching your profile, okay, you have to showcase this project. That I have created this major project in the Devops world, especially in the Docker. What this project is all about? This project is a project of container management. Again, I'm repeating. This project is all about container management. What I mean by this? You will create a script, shell script. Because you see that Docker run is a command, Docker stop is a command, Docker ps is a command. When the script run, they will give option. Do you want to launch the OS? Do you want to stop the OS? It is like a menu. Do you want to launch the OS? Press 1. Do you want to stop the OS? Press 2. So let's have press 1. Then they give me the list. Which list? Images list. In your laptop, you have 3 images available. Which one you want to use? I said 2. Press 2. When I press 2, they take the image, use the docker run command behind the scene, this goes string interpolation, and launch it for you. And then they say, do you want to do more? You want to check how many content running? Press 5. 5, they show me all the content that are running at this point in time. Okay? And how can you do? What I am talking about, almost you can do from the shell script. To take the input, read keyword. To print something, press 1, echo keyword. To only show the image name. Okay, what you can do? Cut command or AWS command. For example, you know when you run this command, docker images, if you only want to present the image name, so what you can do? What you can do? Because you know this is line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay, in every line, guys, the first thing is a column 1. If you only want to retrieve the column 1, so what you can do? Cut command over AWK. AWK, single quote, because I'm going to use some AWK internal keywords. But I told you guys yesterday, this keyword has unique name, unique use in shell. Okay, so I don't want to tell shell you have to use your keyword. Shell, this is the AWK internal keyword. So I use single quote for this. Okay, and what I want to do here, I want to print the column number. So press 1 to see all the image name come up. Press 2 to see all the versions. Or maybe because we know we have to use image and versions together. So I can print both. Print 1 and print 2. So both will come together. And I know in the command line, docker run command, we give image name and version name with colon in between. And to put the colon in between, what we can do? We can use a string. See how my colon created. So this would be a value, and this value you can put in this command here directly. So this value you can put in variable, and this variable go to this command as a variable and content launch. Right? So I'm just giving you a high level idea. Maybe some of the things you will stuck somewhere because this concept might not be discussed yet. We'll discuss maybe today. Okay, so start creating a project that will do everything about container management. We just started container. In 2 or 3 days, we will go very deep into this topic. There's a lot of many things to do. So automatically, now I will not tell you this task to do. Whenever I teach you something about Docker, first practice by yourself manually. After being comfortable, then in your project, start implementing this idea. Okay, so finally what do you see? At the day complete or 2 or 3 days complete, you will learn almost everything about Docker. You will also practice, plus you also implement it in the project. So finally in 3 days you have big project ready with you in your portfolio. Okay, so that is the idea you guys have to work on. Okay, and plus when you implement on the project, there 2 things happen. You will automatically practice shell scripting. Okay, and second thing, you automatically practice Dockers. Plus you also get the idea how in the company projects work. So when you do the interview, you're confident because you have done this big project. And most you know what happened? Whenever present the project to someone, mostly your questions will be around your project only. So interview always ask the question about your project. And because you have built, because I believe you are not going to copy from here and there. Obviously we are looking for the job right now, not for the project certificate. Okay, and because you're creating everything from the scratch by yourself, you know every bit about it. So you obviously become comfortable on the job interviews. Okay, so there's a whole idea. Okay, and because everyone create a project, so some of the project will display and demonstrate here. So you get idea how someone else created. So those idea, if you think something is great, so you can also inculcate in your idea. So everyone project will be to the next level. Okay, so this is what we have. प्रीति को बुलाना है। So I'll like want to pause here. So same plan, practice this. Okay, then we have a quiz, what we learned till now, and then you know post this thing in the LinkedIn. This is what you have to do right now. Yeah, one more thing, guys. What one thing happened today in the morning. It's very important task, and we try to do it regularly. As techie guys, what we found, we know the concept. Mostly we practice also, but we does not know how to create when we speak. Okay, that is the biggest pain area mostly engineering students face while doing the interview. For example, they might ask you, can you explain me what is the core use of cache memory in the RAM? आपको पता फ्री RAM कमांड होती है, आपको पता कुछ कुछ ऐसा होता है। प्रीति में बुलाना, ओके, लेकिन बोलोगे क्या? ओके, तो बोलने में वर्ड नहीं मिलते, लिंक नहीं कर पाते, राइट डेफिनेशन निकलती है, रटनी नहीं डेफिनेशन को, और मतलब तो निकल के आया बाहर. तो हाउ यू curate and mix your words with normal English word or technical word, that's very important. It's a game changer. We have seen a lot of students very great in technology, but इनका जॉब ही नहीं लगता, अटक जाते हैं बोलने में, ये रीजन से बोलने में. तो बोलने के लिए मैं नहीं बोला इंग्लिश सीख के आओ, मेरी इंग्लिश बड़ी खराब है मुझे पता है, लेकिन फिर भी मैं जब 90% फॉरेन से डील करता हूँ, दिक्कत ही नहीं आती है. हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ा हथियार पता क्या है? हमारे जो वर्ड ही है, जो टेक्निकल वर्ड है, हम बात ही वेरिएबल फोर लूप इसकी करनी पड़ती है, उप्स की, ये तो 90% तो वर्ड टेक्निकली होते हैं, उसमें इंग्लिश को चाहिए नहीं होती, बस टू फ्रॉम लगाना पड़ता है बीच में. ओके, और कुछ नहीं करना होता. तो बस उसको क्रिएट करना आना चाहिए. इसलिए हम लोगों ने मॉर्निंग प्रैक्टिस का हम एग्जाम करवाएंगे ताकि यू कैन स्पीक. बोलोगे नहीं तो फिर लेगा कैसे आप? दैट्स व्हाट वी आर डूइंग. सो मॉर्निंग एक्टिविटी को मत मानना कि करने के लिए हो गई, नहीं. मैं आपको बताऊं उसकी क्रिटिकलिटी क्या है. ओके, नहीं करोगे वो चीज में पार्टिसिपेट, ये मत सोचना कि ये कर रही है ना तो मैं तो ठीक है, वो कर रही है ना, बस हो गया. क्या होगा, ये इसकी लग जाएगी, आप अटक जाओगे. तो 7 दिन में इन्वॉल्वमेंट है भी आपके पास, इन्वॉल्वमेंट जो कर सकते कर लो. अकेले थोड़ी कर पाओगे, अकेले फिर खुद बना के खुद ही कांच समय खड़े होकर बोलोगे, ऐसा तो कोई नहीं करना, मुझे पता है. तो वो एंड उसको मतलब होना कैसे, कल से सैयद जो भी टीम कर रही है तो पीछे बढ़ जाओ, मेरे को दो बोलने का नंबर. आशा हुआ होगा रुक रहे होंगे शायद, हो सकता है, मुझे नहीं पता. मैं देखा था किसी बुला था बुलाने के लिए सैयद ने, वो आई नहीं, जो भी वो तो सुन नहीं रही होगी, ऐसा जो भी रीजन रहा होगा. ओके, आगे बढ़ के मेरे को बोलना था, मुझे बोलने दो. सो दिस इज द बेस्ट वे टू मॉक प्रैक्टिस. अब वैसे आप 10 लोग 16 से हम बोलोगे, यहाँ पे 300-400 लोग हैं, 200-300 है मान लो, तो वहां तक के लिए बोल ही दोगे ना एचआर के सामने. फिर तो वो जो स्ट्रगल है ना फेस करने का एचआर को, वो वैसे नहीं होगा, कॉन्फिडेंस अपना क्रिएट हो जाएगा. तो इसके लिए कोई इंग्लिश में क्लासेस नहीं सीखनी पड़ती कि मेरी इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं है, ग्रामर अच्छी नहीं है, कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, इसलिए मैं फेल हो गया इंटरव्यू में. नहीं, वो कुछ नहीं होता, फालतू बात है. ओके, सो दिस इज वन पॉइंट. गिव मी 1 मिनट गाइस, तब तक इसको करो, प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस करो, और ये वो बाकी जो काम करना करो. Root admin. So if you have logged in from other account, for example Linux World account, okay, you can confirm with this. So log out from other account and log in with root account. How to log out? In the graphically, click here, log out, and again log in, from graphical I can say. From the root account. So there's option called not listed. Click on not listed in the graphical. Username root, root, and password is Red Hat. That's all. So I told you yesterday also, but Docker will work by default from root account. Okay. Now do the practice. We'll see after the break. It is one kind of project also where our script is continuously monitoring the RAM usage. And as based on the threshold, we set for example 80%. If the RAM users go above 80%, that is a kind of alarm for the company. That means your server is going to slow down. So we notify these guys. I ask you try to send a mail or WhatsApp or maybe SMS, but I show you how to buzz the alarm from the speaker. So that was the project, guys. Step by step, we have discussed in my last class. Today is very important class for the shell scripting because we have to deal a lot with data. We have to analyze a lot of data. If you're good in analyzing the data in the scripting world, so you always get a better chance to work in more projects. That equals to you get better packages and better job profile also. So we will deal a lot today about data analysis. Okay, so technically we are not into data engineering classes, neither BI classes. Okay, we are purely shell scripting, but still I will explain you a lot of concepts what we normally learn in data analysis world. Okay, and there will no prerequisite again. We'll start everything from very zero. And we're going to do with the shell script. Okay, but before this, let me set some of the basic concepts first. Okay, so in the last class, we talk about if else, we talk about exit code, we talk about while loop, we talk about many other things also in my last class. Okay, so right now, let's go more deep. Let's understand some more concepts of the shell scripting. Okay, so there's one basic command, guys, in Linux. In Linux. So example, right now I'm logging from a account called root. So root is an account in Linux, also known as user. An account means from this account we log in by some password and we work on it. So when you install the Linux, this account automatically create. But there's a way. If you want to create your own account, you can create. For this, there's a command called user add. It's a Linux command. For example, I'm going to create a user called Vimal. That's all. Account created. So by this command, you can create a new account or new user in the system. And to confirm this account created or not, okay, one way is obviously every command when they run, they always throw the exit code. Zero means this command runs successfully, my account created. This is one of the way to check. Other way, we have one more command to check does this account exist or not. So there is a command called ID. For example, I want to check the account yes exists or not. No. But does Vimal account exist or not? Yes, because we created right now. So they say this account created. And every account that you create, every account system give a unique number. This is called UID, user ID. So Vimal has been given a UID called 1. If you check the ID of root account, has 0. Okay. So this is how guys you can create the account. This is how we can check account exists or not. Okay. If exists, they also tell you the ID of the user called UID. Okay. This is how we can get the account. But creating account is not enough. Okay. Because when you log into account, they always ask the password. So you have to set the password also. For this, we have passwd command. And in this command, you have to give the argument that is your username. So let's say username is Vimal. So when you hit enter, this command asks the password. Let me give the password as a Q as a single character. Again hit enter, they again retype, re-ask, enter, same password and password change. So I create an account called Vimal, then password has been set. Now new account has been created. So this is a pure Linux command, nothing called shell scripting. So those who know Linux, they might know this command very well, very basic command. But how to log into this account? There's multiple way. One of the way is one of the way is I can go here in the graphical. I can log out, log out in the graphical, and at the time of login, they will ask the username. I can use Vimal. Password is whatever you set. Okay, so this is one of the way to log in if you have a graphical with you. So you can see in a minute, my graphic is loading in a minute. Okay, so you can say this account has been listed here, or you can also click on not listed. You can give the username Vimal, password whatever set, and you can log in. This is one of the way to log in, but mostly guys in the real world we don't have a graphics actually. Everything work in a black screen, black terminal, so we don't use this way much. Okay, so what we do there, from the command line also we can log in. How? Let me show you. First, let me log out from this guy. Log out from this guy. So right now I'm just talking about the basic command because this command I'm going to use somewhere in our scripting. So I'm waiting the system. I don't know why it's so slow. This is, again want to log out from this guy. This account. No thanks. This new account is asked to take a tour of your system. So again let me log out, and log out. Again log in with the root account. Root is a Linux administrator. Okay, so what I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, if you want to create new account, if you want to change the password, if you want to install the software, anything, if you want to do something like a bigger thing, this is called admin level thing. So in the Linux, in the Linux, only the account name that's called root can do so. So root is a one user in the Linux, okay, that has a capability to do everything. Means they have all the power. And every account has a UID, so root has ID 0 actually. So I can say username root at ID 0 has unlimited power. Any other user that you create from user add command are known as general user. Let's say in my case I create a user called Vimal. My system will give this user a unique ID. Let's say in my case they give ID 1001. So they can log in, you can do basic thing, create a file, open the browser, do the browsing. But this user have a limited power. From this account, if you want to install some software, it won't work. From this account, if you know Docker, want to launch Docker, it won't work, and so on. This is one point. And one more point, guys, in your system, any user has ID from 1000 onward. Okay, our general account. So some user might have ID 1000, some might have 1001. So any user having ID 1000 and above are known as general account with limited power. Okay, so this is what in the Linux I'm just giving you information. Okay, why I'm giving this information? There's a reason. First, let me log in with the root account. Okay, guys, I'm not teaching you SS Linux. Still, I'm just giving this information to you because scripting we are doing on the Linux OS, right? And scripting we are doing to automate something. But if you don't have the information, you can't automate it. For example, last class, if you does not know the free command, and if you does not know in the free command this is the use and this is free, how can you automate? So automation is the next step, right? First, you should have the information with. Okay, so that's what I'm giving here. So I can solve something right now with the script. Now, what I'm going to solve here is, before this, I want to tell you one more small thing. Whenever you get a user, okay, your user will store their information in one file. Okay, so whenever you get a user, 1 minute, let me open the terminal. So in your system right now, the total user, whatever you have in your system at this point in time, okay, they store all the information in one file. And name of the file where they store everything about the user, what is their name, what is their ID, and many more other information also. There's one file, guys. and the name of the file is called passwd. This is file name actually. And you guys know every file is located in one of the folder. So this file is located in the folder called /etc. So this is one path. One file is being pre-created by Linux, guys. Okay. So what is use of this file? This is a kind of database of all the user that exist in your system at this point in time. And because this is a file, so what I want to do here is, okay, if you open this file by giving this path, cat is command to open the file, and there's a file name, is a path. In the path, we never give the space. When you open this file, you can see this is the database of the user, where every line is one user. For example, in the last line, you can see this is a Vimal user. You can see Linux word user. You can see in the top root user. Plus also you can see here the root user, and this is 0 is ID of the root account. This is Vimal, this is ID of the Vimal account. So it means whenever you create a user, let's say I'm going to create a user called Tom. Okay, this command store information about the user in a file. And name of the file is this one. You can see Tom user has been created with this ID. It means whenever I run this command, ID, let's say Tom, they tell this user exists. You know why? Because this command behind the scene go to this file and check the user exists or not. How they check? They will see this line. They check all the line, and when they find some line with the Tom name there or Tom string there, they come to know, hey, this is there. And if it is there, then we go to some area and they pick the ID and show you here. It means someone has created this ID command, or this command maybe is more like a script someone created. But let's say, okay, this ID command is not exist, and this is your job to create a command like this. And what you want to do? Okay, after ID command, whatever name you give, okay, this your script will go somewhere, and this somewhere is this file. Go and check this user exists or not. If exists, the tell is exist with the ID. Or maybe maybe this command is giving you very limited information. Let's say my requirement is a little more interesting. My company want, because it's a very interesting scenario, I'm just going to tell you, it could be one good project. Okay. My company want to create a script, and when you run the script, you give the username. Let's say script name is called, let's say, Linux world. Okay, then you give the name, let's say, Vimal, and when you hit enter, your script is very intelligent. What they do, they always go and check, does Vimal user exist? If it exists, what is ID? Plus they also tell you this user login in the system multiple times at this point in time. They will tell the entire history of the user. When the user log in, when the user log out, how much time they attempt the password attempt wrong. You want to see the entire report of the user, what they done till date. So there's possibility, what I've seen, let's say company say what I've seen, there's some attack happen in my server. And one server there's a lot of accounts. Okay, so I want to check which user from last 2 days try multiple time login. Okay, or maybe someone has tried to attack my account name with wrong password. You know, for example, Vimal is or Tom is account. So in my networking classes, guys, when I come up, those who part of my Linux training, so I talk about there. So one system you can log into other system while networking from the same account with same password. Because the possibility someone over the network or the internet try to attempt your system, they does not know your password, so they try to do wrong password, hit and try, brute force attack to break your password. So I want to analyze in this account how many attempt password or brute force attack happen. So accordingly we can safeguard or save this account. So I want to create a script that will give you some of the interesting information about this user. That's the plan we have. Okay, does we have this command available? No. Does ID command give this information to me? No. Limited information they give to us. But I want to create a script. They give you so much information about the user. Depending upon what company is looking for. But it is only possible if you know what we are looking for. Use case that I told you. One hit and sorry, one hit, they give you all the information of the user. But for this, we require one more thing. You require the information. What information? In Linux, okay, what is that file where we stored information about the user? For example, again, I'm repeating, if you are looking for the information, okay, information is either given by the command like free, okay, but you know what, guys, whenever you run any command, mostly command get the information from some file. Again, I'm repeating, okay. For example, if you run anything from the graphical, this is very important point I'm going to tell you here. Anything that you run from graphical, let's say Firefox, okay, anything that you run from GUI, almost every GUI, click or program, behind the scene they have some command. So if you does not want to launch Firefox from the GUI, then we have a command you guys might know. Okay, go Firefox. Okay, but any command that you run, they need a lot of informations, and all the information, whatever they read or need or they show you, they always come from, or mostly they come from a file. They come from a file. For example, for example, you know one command. Let you close this by Control C. You know this command free happening, right? They are giving you a lot of information. From where it is coming from? From where it's coming from? It's coming from file. Okay, and if you know the file, it means you know the right location, source, code source, where from the information coming from. The information coming from somewhere, that is always known as source. Now either you are this command free, or maybe if you know the top command, or maybe you know some graphical command, every command is fully from that source. Let's go file. Information in Linux is located in the folder called proc, and file name is called meminfo. Meminfo. This, so this is Linux internal file. They are talking about the memory information. So when example, when I hit enter, they're talking about everything about a memory. For example, right now at this point in time, the total memory you have is this one in KB. Okay, that's what they show you here in MB. Because I use M. The total free memory is this one. That's what I show you here. Free. So this command behind the scenes picking the form from this guy. And this file, guys, is a real-time file. For example, right now you see at this point in time, my memory free is 8.4 in last, for example. When I open this file again one more time, you can see it might change because RAM is keep on changing. Maybe it's not changed, but if you launch some other program, let's say Firefox, they consume more RAM. Okay, and now they consume the RAM. If I again run one more time, you can see your memory has been increased or decreased. Okay, the point is, it means what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, let's say if free command is not available, and if I ask you to show me total memory use percentage, how can you find? You go to this file, this code file. Okay, and then write some script to retrieve some information. Okay, this is the idea. So every command, almost every command, not every, almost every command is retrieving the information from another file. And these are the file internally managed by Linux. How? There's a different point topic of discuss. Anyone who ever go to Linux core technical training. There we discuss those level, why this file and how they manage. But this is a core concept of Linux. Okay, but let's say free command is not there, and you're looking for the memory use of free. And now you know this info. Now, you know what is this? I given you the information. Your memory information stored in this file on the real time. And now also you know one thing. In this file, there's a line. This line where they show you memory use of free. Okay. So you know what is the unique thing about this line? In this line, I can find there's one word or pattern called mem free. So if you're only looking for the memory free, this is what your requirement is. And you know about this line, the unique thing is what? This pattern, because this line is a different key, this is a different pattern, this is a different pattern. So what we can do, in Linux there's a command. If you want to only search or filter one particular line, okay, so what we can do, for example, you're looking for this line only and you want to know what is the unique of this line, this term. This is just an English word, nothing else. So I can do, there's one command in Linux called grab command. Grab, do one thing, go to this file, and whichever line you find this word or pattern, grab it. Means filter it, search it. Come up. Okay. So they give you one line. This line is called one string. And now in this string, if you're looking for this value, how can it do? Simple. This is the command output. Pipe to AWK or cut maybe. And I can say print. Then second field, because this is the first field, the second field, come up. Fantastic. कितना आसान था, हमने कितना कुछ मेहनत की थी यार फ्री कमांड में इसको निकालने के लिए. ओके, पर इस अब सोचो कितना इंटरेस्टिंग है. फ्री कमांड बिहाइंड द सीन यूज दिस फाइल. It means if you're looking for getting the memory information, and if you're running getting for free command, and every time you run the free command, it will take more CPU. With free is a different command. This will go to this file, take more time. But if you know the source, if you directly get from the source information, your memory save. Memory means CPU save. Because running the command also takes the CPU, right? And what I'm saying, I'm trying to tell you, writing the script is not important again. How can optimize the script is important. If you create a script is taking, let's say, 10 seconds to run to find the memory utilization. Why they take 10 seconds? Because I run free command. Free command is little heavy. It requires more CPU time. That's 2 minutes or 2 seconds, for example. So in your last example, guys, I run free command 2 or 3 times. But I know free command is pulling them from this file. Directly go to this file. Na? Okay, it will save you time. Means your script will run faster. Fine, what do you achieve? Optimization. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So always try to get the information from the core source file. It will improve the performance of running scripts. And those who do so, they are always known as the great script writers. Because they know how to optimize the things. Because in the company, we don't have to run the script only for 2 pages or 3 pages. They have big scripts, 100,000 pages. Okay, if you're not to optimize everything, then it takes a lot of time and unwanted burden on your server. And mostly in the server, we run the applications. They also slow down. Okay, so you have to think. And you also showcase yourself when you go for interviews, for example. You showcase yourself. Hey, I get this project, but I make this project very optimized. I'm not using the commands. I'm going to source files, and from there pulling the information and doing this part. It means the task what I did yesterday, you to redo the task again. Okay, and then what to do? Same thing. Pick the information free. Then again go to this file, and you can see there's one maybe keyword. Okay, they tell you the memory user available. Or you know free total, you can define the percentage, you can find memory total. So this is a format. This is one of the string. As a grab, search the string in the file. Proc file name is mem. So total come up, free come up, divide, you got the percentage of free, minus it by 100, you get a percentage of used. Basic simple mathematics. Okay, so it's so simple, right? So redo the program. Rather than you cut to avec a lot of things we did, had tell a lot of many things. More and more command write for getting one information. What we did in last class. Okay, it will impact the performance, and you can see the difference also. When you run this program, what we did yesterday, and when you run this program in this way, you can see if that program run in 3 seconds, it will run in half second. That will be, even the program is very small, like half page program, still you can see the difference. Output will be same, but you can see the difference. So what we're doing, we are saving the time of CPU. So technically in our world of DSA programming, we say it's called time complexity. We are saving it. Okay. So that's one point. And by chance, those who by chance does not know about the grep command, very quickly, let me tell you very quickly about the grep command. Okay. So whenever you have file, and the file you write multiple things, let's say I'm putting somewhere Vimal. Okay, and let's say the requirement in this file, wherever we have a Vimal written, I want to filter it, search it. Okay, that's a plan. Okay, so for this, we use grep command. Grep will go to this file, look for Vimal as a not a string, as a pattern. And when they find the Vimal pattern, those lines they grab for you, means they retrieve for you and show you here. And this is, grab is not looking for the word or the string. They are looking for pattern. Pattern means here, VIML is not a word here. This is the one single word, right? But whenever they find this pattern, they search for it. Okay? That's how grab. So that's a core idea of the grab. We'll go more deep into grab in a minute. Okay, even though we have multiple options to grab, in the grab we can write have a CH option. We'll tell you total number line where they find Vimal. Okay, or we can write one keyword for let's say n. Okay, they show you the line number, which all line number they find Vimal. Okay, or let's say we have option called V. V means reverse. So which all lines where they don't have Vimal, they show you. So these are the lines there does not find the Vimal as a pattern. But good thing of the grep command is, grep command guys, grep command that is Vimal, okay, is taking the input also from the keyboard. From the keyboard. Okay, and then whatever I give you as one line, let's start with Vimal, there's no Vimal, nothing happened. There's no Vimal, nothing happened. Nothing happened. But as soon as I write one line where I write Vimal as a pattern, this line will go to grab and grab say, hey, found it. So they will reprint. So grab command is one command. They take the input also, or they give the output also. Depend what you are switching for. That means you can put grab in the pipe somewhere and create some interesting thing. That word will do a lot. Okay, so this is a one point. Okay, so let me come back to the same concept. Okay, whenever you create a user, let's say yes, this information I told you now, anything you do from the command line, information always store in a file. If you know the file name that we know, that is a file name. This is a file name for the user databases in Linux. Every user always store here only. And even though when you log in also, at the login time, they always read this file. If this file does not contain your username, you won't be able to log in. So this is the most critical file. You can see yes information also here. Now let's say you are looking for, okay, yes user exists or not. How can you find? Grab, yes, this file, that's all. If they exist, they show you. Okay, for example, I'm looking for the user called, let's say Amit. Nothing gonna come up. And one more thing about the grep command is, if they find something what you're looking for, behind the scene, they give you exit code, 0. If you search something that is not available, they give you exit code, not 0. That means, what I can do, I can say this command, use with if. If, do one thing, run this command. What this command do? Find the yes. If yes exists, then print something, say exist. Else, say not exist. Here, exist, right? My spelling may be wrong, but exist. This how work. Or this other way also you can use this. For example, it is good practice. Mostly we get a user. Okay, user, but user exists, they won't allow. They give the error. Give the error. So what we can do? Before we get the user, we first check. We check if user exists, then only say exists. Otherwise, okay, do one thing. Instead of print, create this user. So what I did, I first check if user exists or not. If it exists, so I don't do anything. If it not exist, then only I create. So this exists, so they does not run this user command. Okay, so that's how we can do. But in this command, we have one bug. In this script, we have one bug. What is the bug? What do you think? In this script, we have bug. You know what is bug? Bug means command will run. There's no error. But they're not doing everything what we want. They have something they might miss. For example, when you create for some web page, login page, you can log in, give login a password. But there's a possibility, okay, without password also you log in. So maybe some mistake in the code. Login is working, page is working, but without password also working. So it's called bug. So in this code we have bug. This is code, right? What do you think? What is the bug? Huh? Password is different point. It's only for what I'm looking for. If user yes is not exist, create the user. Sorry? Yeah, it's 100% right. 100% right. The bug is in the grep command. This is what I emphasize on. Okay, grep command is not looking for the string or the word. Okay, for example, I get this file. Grep command is not looking for the Vimal word. They're looking for the Vimal pattern, and the difference. When I say word means Vimal word. Before and after there's a space. When I say pattern, so wherever I say VML, anywhere continuously a character, they will find it. Find it. It means if I one more use called yes1, yes1, okay, and let's say I want to say grep, go and only give me the information of yes. I'm only for your yes, but this will be both yes and yes1. It means maybe I want to do something else. I want to say if you have yes, then delete the account. But they might delete yes1 also to different account. Or maybe if I say I'm looking for the user called yeah, there's no relation with yes, right? But yeah is a pattern, then yes also. So they mislead, right? Mislead, and maybe after this I might write something. What are username come up? Yeah, delete this. So they delete this. Maybe some of the main accounts. Okay. So grep command, guys, is only looking for the pattern. Okay, or there's also possibility, also possibility that I am creating a user called yes with Y is capital, and then when I ask with the grep command, show me yes, capital does not come up. Okay, because here guys they are case sensitive. Linux things are case sensitive. Small and caps are different. Okay, in this case you write Y in capital by yourself. But let's say I'm looking for yes account, either the Y is capital, Y is small, A is capital, T is small, I don't know. Okay, then what can do? By chance in the grep we have option by for this. If you want to make the grep command case insensitive, then the grep we have option called I. Then make the grep command insensitive. But it's this grep command, but there's some other command also where also we search, they don't have this option. Or maybe in this example, what I'm looking for, I'm only looking for yeah, but they show me something else. Okay, the point is, you know what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, we have to deal a lot with the data. Okay, this is a file that contains the information. This is a command that will do something for you. Find, search, filter. Okay, but what is this? This is data. Okay, and in the data, we have some special character come up, maybe some capital letter come up, maybe we have some name with the same pattern. Okay, so you should know how to deal with the data the way you want. So technically, you know what I want? I want they only show me only the yes, only the yes. This user only. Okay, not this one. Okay, so what I can do? Sorry. Okay, so that's what we discussed. I'm just giving this point. This is what I want. So for this, guys, this is a very simple example. Even though it is a very simple example, there's many more things we have to do in the data management or data engineering or data handling. Okay, for this you should be very, very good and great in regular expression. That is known as regex. Regular expression is a general concept. If you ever work on any programming language, Python, Perl, this is one chapter you always find. Even though I can say in the world of searching, okay, without regex, searching won't work. Google behind the scenes using regex like anything. Any search engine use regex. Even though if you go to any data engineering job, data analysis job, regex means regular expression is most critical topic. This is the one of the simplest example I was talking about. I'll be getting many more advanced example in some time. For this, you should know regex. That's what I'm going to teach you. There's no prerequisite again. I will explain you from very deep. Okay. So the topic name we'll start in some minute. I just want to give you the name here very quickly. It's called regular expression, regex. We'll discuss. Okay. And I'll give some more example. Then you come to know what is the power of this particular concept. Okay. So before this, let me show you some more thing. So let's say based on the information, okay, let's say requirement is from this file. Now I know every user. I want to tell you one more thing about this file. In this file, per line is one user. Okay, if you 10 lines, it means we have total 10 users. So if you someone asks, can you show me the total number of users we have? We have. So count the line. And in shell, guys, if you in the Linux, if you want to count the line, okay, then we have WC, have an L option. Give the file name, it will count the number of lines in the file. So this file I have 7 lines. So WC is a command, L is option, L means count line. But WC command also got to take the input. It means what I can do, I can read this file, then pipe this with WC-L. So this command output will go to this command input and the count. So in my system, I have 47 users created. In your case, maybe different. So total 47 user I have in this. Sorry, I have total 47 user in this file. Sorry, 47 line in this file. But because I know the concept, in this file, every line is equal to one user. That means we have 47 user, right? But let's say we have different requirement. Our requirement is, we know one concept that I explained to you about Linux. In Linux, any user that ID is 1000 more than 1000, they are general user. Means they can log in, but they have limited power. So if your requirement is to count the total number of general user, how can you count? So for this you got one more information. The information is is in this file, every line is a one user, equals to one user. Every line has contained one record of one user. But in this file, every line, okay, has multiple fields. Okay, this is yes, and this is X is different thing, but they separate by colon. Okay, so this is first field, this second field, the third field, and third field is called UID, user ID. This is something else. Fourth field is GID, but I'm looking for third. So what I'm looking for, I'm looking for, I want to create a program. They go to every line, line 1, and every line they go to field number 3. I check, are your ID 1000 less or greater than 1000? No. Then we go to next line, go to third field, are your ID is greater than 1000? No. We keep on doing, keep on doing, keep on doing. Somewhere we reach here, are your ID is greater than or equal to 1000? Yes. One count. Are your ID 1000 more than 1000? Yes. Two count. So let this get 5 or 6 count gonna come out. So I want to know the total number user, okay, whose ID 1000 and greater than 1000. According to Linux, any user having ID 1000 and 1000 are known as general user. So question can be, tell me the total general user in your system. For this, we don't have any command. So we have to create our own command. Yes, there's a multiple way. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So for this, what we have to do? So for this, guys, understand the logic. How can we do this? We have to first open this file. We first open this file, get command, read first line, then check, then read second line and check, read third line and check. It means something you do again and again and again. Anything you do again and again, same thing you do again and again. That means you have to use loop. But which loop? One loop I told you yesterday, while. Can you use while loop here? Why not? Yes, you can. But we are not going to use while loop, we are going to use for loop. Why? Because guys, it is because programming is created the way human think. In our world, whenever you have a requirement, I want to do something for 10 times, 20 times, same thing. Whenever you have this kind of requirement, we always think about a while. Anything that I don't know, I want to repeat again and again for unlimited, infinite, again use while. Okay, but whenever we have this kind of requirement, that I want to read first, then second, then third and fourth, till the time when all the line complete. Now how many lines you have? I don't know. It is not infinite, it's definite. It could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 100. So whenever you want to do something again and again, and you want to stop somewhere, after 10 times or 20 times, 30 times, depending on how much data you have, record you have, then we always use for loop. I'm not saying you can't do with while loop, but better practice to be use for loop. So there's a big difference between for and while. Again, I'm going to repeat, whenever you want to say, I want to do 10 times only, fix, 20 times only, fix, use while loop. But here we can't use while loop because we don't know how many users we have. In my system, we have 47 users, in your system, we have 50 users. But I want to do something again and again. My 50 times, 100 times, depend, they will check automatically on the fly. Then we use for loop. Okay, this is one point. Now, what is syntax of the for loop? It's very simple. Let's say we have multiple name. Okay, let's say multiple name. Let's say one name may be Vimal, one can be Bob, one can be Eric, one can be Yash. And in the guys command line, between two names, if you give a space, they treat these two guys as different things. So Vimal is a different name, Pop is a different name. And technically, in our world, every name is like an item or the element. So technically, it's become array. So we have array of names. Okay? And what I want to do, I want someone will pick first item, do something. Then second item, do something. Third item, do something. Fourth item, do something. And there's no fifth item, they stop there. It means I want to do something again and again. So in this case, you have to use for loop. And I say for do one thing. This is the list I'm giving you, or array I'm giving you. Go in this array. So in is a one keyword in cell. So what in will go? It will go to this list. List means array. And they pick first name. And in any name, any data, you want to do something, you have to always store in the variable. So we store this information in a variable, let's say x. That's why the loop has been created. Okay, and in the loop, guys, I told you yesterday, when you start the loop block, we start with do. Then the block, what do you want to do? Let's say I want to just print the information what is stored in the x. You want to do something else? No, done. What do you see? They pick first name, it's stored x. I go inside, print the value x. Done. Again, go inside, pick the second value. Done. Guys, here if you notice one thing, I don't have to tell the for loop how much time you have to run. Because they know we have 4 items, they run auto 4 times. Yeah, they 4 times they print. Now it is your choice. This data you want to do what? You want to print, then use echo. Or this data you want to get a file, then instead of echo, what do you do? That's command. All the file created here. All the file created for Vimal, yes. Or these names, whatever you want to do. For example, you want to delete, you want to create an account. User add. So I'm giving the list of name. One click, all the account created. Here, all the account created. Something already exists by chance. Remaining they created. Here, check. Here, Eric, Pop, yes, everything they created. Okay, so whenever you want to do something again and again, where you have given some information, every information is one element or one item, like an array or like a list, then you have to use for loop. And the block of code, whatever you want to do, you can do. Good thing is, by chance, if you know Python, the syntax is more like Python. More like Python. If you know Python language. Not exactly, but more like Python. 4 in. Here 4 is a keyword, n is also keyword. X is a variable, you can give any variable name. And this is the data. In my case, I give the data hard-coded, but data can come from somewhere else. For example, if you run the cat command, okay, cat command will give the info of the file. But cat command, guys, does not print the information in one go. How they print? They first print first line, then second line, then third line. So for the cat perspective, every line is one data. Is one data. So this is one data, this second element, this third element, fourth element. It means I can tell a for loop for you have to store some information, some variable, let's say I variable. You have to go and get some information from somewhere in keyword. Last time I've given the information directly here, Vimal, Eric, all the stuff. Now this information I'm not giving to you. What you have to do, you have to first run the command called cat etc pass wd. Run this command, and you guys know when you want to run any command inside some other command, you use backquotes. Okay, enter. So what for will do? They will run the cat command. Cat command say I'm giving multiple lines, and every line for me is guys command to command vary. For the cat command, every line is one item. If you go to network commands, every packet is one item. If you go to echo command, every string is one item. Okay, so this command says my one item is first line. So first line, the store I. Then what you want to do with the first item? Let's say just to check, very quick check, and print. And after print, let me also use sleep command to just slow down, see what is happening. Okay, then done. So what do you see, guys? For loop will pick the first line, print, then sleep for 1 second. Yeah. Slowly, file is printing. So maybe your requirement can count print very quickly. No, I don't want. I want slow motion print of the file. That's what we created. Anything you can get it, depend upon requirement. Sometimes this is what requirement is. Sometimes the data I want to analyze slowly. Okay, so we can do so. Or something else we'll also do. Let me do Control C. Okay, now we know one thing. We know one thing. Okay, in this file, every line is one item, and this item stored in one variable. Let's I in that case. Okay, now if I do something like this, let me store manually for just to check something. Let's say this is a string or one item. I manually store just to show you something in I variable. Now in this I variable, if you only want to retrieve the third field, how can you do? Cut. I give this command to cut, and so cut. I am giving you delimiter is called colon today, not space. And it means before and after colon there are different fields. So the field 1, field 2, field 3. And because based on my logic or my knowing, my knowledge, I know third field is UID. User ID. So I say, can you show me third field? Yes. What do you get? Third field. And if you get the third field, so let me store this information also somewhere. Let's say my ID, backcode. This information store here means this is a variable that know your third field, UID. So now can you compare? Yes or no? If else, if a third field is greater than 1000, count 1. Otherwise count no count. So let me get this very quickly based on this all the information. Let me create a code. So what we are looking for, I want to create a script, okay, that will find all user who are general user. Okay, general user. How can we create? For this, I can tell for loop. Okay, go to get the data from this command, backcode, and to run this command, go in keyword, pick the first line, store let's say in the line variable, just a variable name, nothing special. Then what to do, just for checking, print the line 1 and then done. Okay, so I'm just creating the script just to quick check, they print all the line. Okay. All the lines. Okay, we have some challenge here. They're also taking some space also here. This space will handle this challenge. Okay, now according to me, every line is a one line. So the way I explained to you here already, I can say whichever line you are getting, just cut it. So instead of print, do one thing, cut. So whatever line you are getting, this line, this line, okay, print this line, give the cut, and cut will find the third field. And this third field I'm going to store in a variable called my ID. Let me print this third field also. So what you're getting, guys, some information is not coming properly. Okay, there's reason there is some spacing. We'll handle this spacing in a minute. Okay, but let's say the printing. Or let me do something else. Let me print the line number 1. That will give maybe I think the better answer. So they show you all the usernames. Okay, like this. Okay. Now what I can do? Let me go for again this one. Now, because I know my ID is storing the my IDs. Now I can do one testing. If I am doing this test, if this is greater than or equals to 1000, okay, then do something. What to do? Maybe count, or just for a quick test, let me only print the line and FI. Let's say your plan is to only print the user having ID 1000 more than 1000. There's a plan. Let's okay. So first I'm checking. First I'm taking the first line, getting the field number 3 actually, not 2. 3. I'm getting the ID. I'm comparing the ID if they're getting 1000. If the 1000, then only I print the line, otherwise I won't print. That means only the user that having the ID 1000 or more than 1000, they will print. This again command has some bug, we will rectify with regex or some other way maybe. Sorry. There's some error. Where's the error? If any line error, if is right, my ID greater than 1000. So what is the error? So guys, this error is coming because of these spaces. Because spaces. There's some spaces come up between the text. I have to further filter. So, you know guys, see in my code logic is right, but still not working because the spaces. So when I go for regex, we can solve this issue. But finally you can see this output is coming up. They are only giving the user having ID more than 1000. Sorry? How will we see when they use it? So we'll do this, right? But technically output is coming. Just forget about this error. For a minute, we can resolve. We can give some more keyword. Then we can solve this. Okay. But main thing is output gonna come up. And technically, by this logic, I want to introduce multiple things here. Okay. I want to introduce multiple things here. One thing I would like to tell you. Okay. What is for loop? There's one plan. Second plan is I want to tell you the concept that I was talking about. If you have the information, then you can do something. Okay, you are good in scripting. You're good in scripting. You know every syntax of the scripting. But if you does not know the user has been stored in this file, and if it does not know in this file the third field is UID, then it is impossible to create the script. Because I know this information, and this will come from your Linux knowledge by chance in this case. Because I know this information, then only I can able to create the script. Okay, what I created, I will go to every line we cut the third field, then I can check, hey, you are getting 10,000 or not. If yes, then I print, I will count, whatever to do, that will be your choice. Okay, so more than scripting, you require the knowledge. What is the command for free and for memory? What is the command user add, where they store? So that's why I'm teaching you here both the things. I'm giving you the commands also. Believe that you guys are new in Linux. I'm giving you the information that if you are looking for for memory, these are the files they use to store the information, or free is a command through which they store information. Okay, and then how to get the information from this command. Okay, so that's one. So three things, if you understand, I am giving you. And based on this, we create this program. Okay, this program. In this program, we have small bug. We can rectify, no issues in a minute. There's multiple way, but this one small part to be understood. After this, guys, after this, one more thing I want to tell you here. Okay, our plan is not to create this program. Our plan is to create a program. When I give my username, they give the entire list. That was the plan. I take this example randomly just to show you the for loop syntax. Our plan is, I want to create a program, let's say Linux World info program. This one the program I want to create. It's not there. Let's say I want to create this program or this script. Okay, and in this script, when I give any username, this script will tell me everything about the user. For example, this user exists or not. If this exists, what is UID? And they also tell me this user have a root account or not. If ID is not 0, is not root. Is not 0, then it's general. Then plus they also tell me this user log in 10 times a day. At this point in time, they log in, they log out. Or maybe this account we have some attacks happen. They try multiple wrong password attempt. So this is what the actually plan is. I want to build here. Okay. For this, you got two knowledge. First, you should be great in regex. That we're going to start in a minute. Regex. Okay. Plus, you're also good in knowing in the Linux, because regex is as a concept we're going to learn. They help us in doing some data data filtering, I can say. Okay. But if you don't have data, what you can do with? So point is, what I'm trying to tell you, मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूं कि अगर आपको ये पता ही नहीं है कि डेटा कहां है तो करोगे क्या? So question is whenever you log into a user, give the password, log out, give the wrong password. Okay, this is called activities or known as events. In Linux, whatever you do, that's called activity or events, they create a record. And this record is known as log. And almost every record Linux stored somewhere in one file. Those file is known as log file. And for almost everything, record they create. And why they create the record? Because some mishap happened. So we have all the record of happened in the past. This is called historical record. So my security team or other team can go and check, understand why this attack happened, when they happen. Let's go root cause analysis they can do. So they can solve the problem what has happened in the past. Okay, so they create a record. That's called log. And 99% log in your Linux is stored in a folder called var log. Okay, if you do ls, there's a lot of files you can find here. Every file is storing different kind of logs. For example, when you start your OS, there's a boot. Okay, so there's a lot of things happening behind the scene. So whatever happening behind the scene, they create a boot log stored in a file called boot log. So maybe your Linux is not starting, or they're starting a lot of time. I can go to this file and check why you're taking a lot of time, what is the issue, where you're stuck. I can go and check. Or if you know something about, let's say, security, firewalls. So this is a log for the firewalls. Okay. If you talk about all the common activity happening in the system, they store everything mostly in the file called message logs. Any security logs, they store in the file called secure file. For example, if you know about web server, mail server database, I don't have right now, but if I have some more files will be created here extra. So one file for web server log, who attack you, who connect you, where you send the mail, in database, which one who access log to you, why database fail. So everything, guys, is getting a log. Why I'm discussing this point here? For two reasons. Okay, one reason is as a Linux administrator, or scripting guys, you are almost 70-80% time would be spent on log only. The user one created, password one time set, setup one time done, server one time started. Okay, so as a operations guys, admin guys, DevOps engineers, SRE engineers will keep on watching this log. And what to watch the log? The log will give you information who is attacking you, who is connecting you, from which IP is connecting you, who is going wrong password, right password, who log in, when log in. So you keep on checking. Means you keep on analyzing. And based on the analysis, you might find, okay, someone is attacking like me. So you can report to your security team so they can do something. Okay? So you have to keep on working on the log. So example, just for randomly, I'm just opening this file, secure file, cat, secure file. What this file will tell you, lot of information. Okay? And every line, this line starts from here to here. Let me open with the vi command. Okay? Every line is a one log, or one activity, or one event. And mostly in the log, they always store the time. At this point in time, someone tried to run the user command and tried to get a user yes, but they failed. Okay. Someone at this point in time tried to get a user Eric, but there is no fail here, at which they created with this UID 107. Or maybe if you just go up, somebody trying to create a user called Vimal, at this time they fail. Or if you try to go somewhere up, somewhere up, you find something that somebody tried to change the password of some user, or maybe somewhere I think there is a login open for user root. Someone log in at a user root at this time. Okay, anything related to security, because login, log out is a more related to security. So their log is stored in this file. Now what you have to do? You analyze how many times things fail, how much error will come up. So what you can do? Simple. I can use the grep command here. Grep. Just go and find wherever find the field string. Show me. Show me. So these are lines where you have see something like field. You know what I'm doing? I'm analyzing. And till now in my system, okay, this is the time when something failed. This time something failed. This time something failed. Why they failed? There might be a lot of reasons. Maybe in this case they failed because password is wrong. In this case, the user already exists. We are trying to create new. Multiple reasons. But every line I grab where we have failed. But sometimes some log store in the file where failed is no small case, F is capital. Sometimes they store the log in a file where there is no keyword of failed. They use the word error. Maybe E small e capital, I don't know. For example, let me find how many string you find with error. Nothing. How many string you find with E capital? I don't know. E capital may be there. It means nothing. There's a possibility they might have. Okay, they might have. The point is, what I'm trying to tell you is very important point. Okay, 70% and more than 70% job of any Linux administrator, or also known as operations guys, or security guys, okay, or DevOps engineer, especially the SRE guys, you have to invest a lot of time on the log. You don't have to get the log, they create automatically. They create. But your job is to keep on monitoring the log. You guys might have seen sometime, you know, some big companies, they have a lot of TV, LEDs, they are everywhere. And they see what is happening, attacks happening, graph, alarm. Okay, all the information coming from this file only. So based upon our requirement, we create a script. My script retrieves some information What are we looking for? And we keep on sending to these guys, and they're presenting on the graphs by using graphing tools. But who will provide? We will provide. How? By scripts. For example, let's say I want to check till now, how many times we got some fail? Fail of what? Fail of giving the password check, means wrong password, or fail of adding a user. So adding the user is not so much critical thing. Somebody try to get a new account, is not created, that's okay. But something that is not okay is password wrong. Password wrong. Okay, it means I'm looking for this part. So this is the string I'm looking for. So this output, again I will send to one more output. I say grab, do one thing. In all the fail, you will only find this one. This one. Again, guys, see one issue here. For us, password check is one string. Or for grab, the thing check is a file and password is a string to search. Because the syntax of grab is what? Grab, Vimal, this one, right? So in the grab command, first we give, last we give the file name, we give the string to search. Okay, and what the grab thing? Whatever you give after space is the file name. What you give first space is the string name. But here my string is what? By chance have a space, right? A space. To tell this guy this password check is a string, space also string. Check is not the next field. Okay, so when this kind of comment come up, always put in the double quote or maybe single quote. When the command line space means different argument. Okay, come up, right? Now what I got till date in my system only once I given the password wrong. Password wrong. You have to count, because you know every line is a one attempt or one log or one record or one event. So what you can do? You can count number of lines, WC upon L. Okay, so total number of line is equals to total number of attempt happen of wrong password. So in my system, till date, only one time attempt happened to wrong password. By someone attempt one more time of the wrong password, they give the counter 2. So this is what, again, the monitoring script for checking the number of times the password wrong. Password wrong. Okay, let me show you one more time. So what I'm doing here, if you guys might know something on Linux, in the Linux, if you want to log into any user, one way is graphical. Plus in Linux is not a multi-user system. Means at one point in time you can log into multiple users. So there's a way, shortcut in your keyboard. It's called Alt Control key, F function key 4 or 3. So press your control key with Alt key, then function key 3 or function 4, function 5. You give a new terminal. Here I can log in with some account. I can give the right password, for example. I log in. I can do all the things here. There's no graphical come up, but command will work. But here, let me log out from this guy. Let me again log in one more time. I'm giving wrong password. Okay, but you don't know why. I'm giving wrong password because I don't know password, or I'm a hacker. I'm trying to break this password. A, B, C. But you don't know someone as you guys are monitoring it. And you create a script. This script is keep on running. Let me go back to my graphical. It's called Alt Control F2. And when this command moment, I say 3 times, right? I tried 2 more times wrong. 3 come up, right? And you guys know this script you can put in the file, and this file you can run again every second, every minute. Or you can write here. If this attempt go more than 10 times, we buzz the alarm. We send the mail. Or maybe this may be better option. In 1 minute, if somebody take 10 times wrong password, then we do. With the possibility, in a one you might give 10 times wrong. That's okay. In 1 month, giving 10 times wrong password is very okay. It's a like a normal human being. We forgot, we can sometimes do spelling mistakes. But in 1 minute, if somebody tried to give 10 times wrong password, it means somebody doing attack by some software giving wrong password. In this case, my skill will check every time 1 minute they run, they reset, again they run, they reset by putting some variable and they check. As they find 1 minute, 10 times the alarm, then send the mail. Okay, but in this entire storyline, if you there's no requirement, nothing will happen. So you should have a use case. You should have the requirement that I told you. But after second step would be whatever requirement is, you should know from where to get the data. Get the data. Okay. So for this, my requirement is I want to see the total number of failed attempt of the password. So your Linux guys, or you have to go to further research. What is file name? So you can come to know where log secure file. Now we have to go more deep into this. In secure file, how I know password wrong. So any line that have failed keyword is not keyword, is a string. That means there is a chances there is a failed password. But we go more deep into this. Okay, what you done? There's a lot of reason they fail, but any line that has a password check as a string come up, that means password is failed. And then what you want to do? You know, count. They go tell the number. So you tell the number, count. Okay, now this count number you want to print on the screen, it's your choice. You know, save the file, redaction, save the file. Your choice. So you know what I'm doing? Analysis. And this is called root cause analysis. I'm going to root level of my requirement. This is one example of root cause analysis. And for root cause analysis in the market, lot of tools available. Very high-end tools available. Okay, but finally, you know what I've seen? Which are the bigger tool available in the market for security, root cause analysis or analysis? Okay, they always have a limitations. They can't do everything. Finally, you have to come back to scripts only. They also give us support. Anything that what we does not support, we give you a way to write the scripts. Put the script there, they will do more. They can do many things there. So if you do any small general thing, very unique thing that not supported by something, script is the final solution always. Okay, so understand the flow. This is how it works. The remaining part you can do by yourself. The way I told you, keep on watching, keep on checking. Okay, now it is your choice. And one more thing I want to add here. Add here. Let's say I log into, I'll go again Alt Control F4. Let me log in from Vimal user with wrong password. Okay, one more time wrong password. Again go to Alt Control F2 graphical and let me run this command again. 4, right? But my requirement is something else. Because we know in Linux the most important user is root account. Vimal account is a general account. You know this one. If by chance someone hacked this account, they can't do much. So for me, Vimal account is not critical. Even though they hack this, may be okay. But someone try to attack the root account is admin. I can't compromise this. So instead you watch for all password check. Okay, what you can do, you can follow filter. Because you know here in this line, they give the information of the account also. So I can say out of this line, again grab. This output send to other command, grab, and grab will say grab only search for root line. Here only root come up. And then again you want to count, you can further count. 3. This is right information. So what I did, I go more dig into it. So my promise statement is you have to find all password attempt for the root user. This is what we do. Or you have to find all the password for all the users. Then the last command what we use. Again, in this command we have bug. We have bug. Bug is maybe you have one more user in your Linux. Let's say username is called Linux for root user. Let me set the password for this guy. Okay, and let me try to log into this guy. LW root, giving the wrong password. Again, this is general user, it's not root user. But in this name, somewhere, somewhere we have a root pattern. Okay, so they think we are also looking for this guy. And what they're giving us? They're giving us the wrong information. Because grep command is only looking for the pattern. Here they find root pattern, right? But they does not recognize this is not root, this is L-level root. Okay. So the, the game is you should know what we're looking for. Then you should know where the information is. Then you have to go deep and get the information. But always we get the information, you always find a bug, especially in the world of data analysis. Because every command like grab and there were many more commands, they always look for pattern. Okay, but you tell very specifically, no, I am looking for the root that has only root in the square bracket or the parenthesis. Don't look for anyone in the square parenthesis with L root or any other root. Okay, so if you want to see exact answer, exact what you're looking for, without regex it won't work. This was one of the example where we have to use regex. Understand what I'm saying? So one beautiful example I created here already. Already. Okay. Now on the top of this, I will first now explain you regex. After you learn all the regex, then we come back to this point, and you can see this is very simple example for the regex to solve. Okay. What we are looking for? This should only show me only 3 lines. But in this case, whatever I do, they will show you all 4. Okay, or maybe some, if I do something else, they will have some more other bug. So come up with the better solution, the perfect solution, I can say. And why is perfect is important? Because this server, for the bank, this server, the database there, your money is digital data, right? So I can't take any single kind of compromise in analyzing and monitoring. Okay. So a lot of things I explained to you. Grep command, a lot of use cases, a lot of projects, tasks maybe, and some script we created. So practice till here. Okay, what have we discussed right now? Practice till here. Then after 12, almost 20 minutes, we'll go for regex part. Regex is very important part. I think now you understood. Okay, so practice till here, and we'll continue with next part. Any query if you have, guys, till now? Any query? What we discussed till now? Yeah. No. Mostly no. Any command is a binary. When I say binary, they're written in Go language, C language. Okay, so this reason they are known as command or program. But if any program that contains a lot of commands, then it's called shell script. So these are not shell script. They are commands. Command means program, means written some language like C maybe. Like this. Any other queries? Sudo is a compress one command to give a power extra. That's a different point. I am not getting secure file in my Fedora workstation. OS to OS it might vary. Might vary. Mostly your log folder is this one, and file is always secure. I think Fedora also have the secure file, but this file name is also customizable, guys. There's one way, some way in Linux you can change the name also. Maybe Fedora has changed this name. So I don't know what name your system is containing. So which version of Fedora you using? Search in the Google and ask in the Fedora what is the replacement name of a secure file. Okay, that's what you can find. Is a program. No, this is a program. Program means understand one thing. Any command who is giving you the information, they mostly have the file behind the scene. Okay, like free command, they give information, right? like user add command, id command. But grep command is not giving the information, they're getting from some other file. What file name give after the grep? After the grep, whatever give, they get from this, right? How we can do this? Why not? We can do anything. Any queries, guys? Kibana never Shivam monitor. Kibana never monitor. They are just a visual tool. They help you to filter, or they they give a graphs. That's all. But Kibana need a data, and data we now fetch from some other others like Loki or like Logstacks. So what you're talking about Kibana is just a graphic tool. They need data. Data you can go and fetch by Logstacks. But Logstack again use some kind of scripts. And one of the scripts you can attach with Logstack is called shell script. So this is how Shivam is work, right? How does the program run behind the graph? So guys, any command, what are you using is mostly binary. Binary means if you want to know where this command located, there's a which command located here. And if you're trying to see the code of this command, of grep command, okay, you can see the code is binary. Binary means compiled code. Someone written this code, maybe less in C language, they compile it. Let's go binary. Okay, so you can't see the code. But because Linux is open source, okay, the code of graph you can find over the internet. So go to internet and search, hey, I want to know, see the graph source code. So some GitHub you can find there. And there's some more other open source community, you can find the source code there. Okay, source code you can find because almost every command is open source in Linux. Okay, but here they does not give source code. There's no reason. They give a compiled code because we have to run the compile code, right? This is how it works. So guys, practice this. Practice whatever code we have done. This one also is not complete code. We'll update this code in a minute. But practice this. Practice this. And put all this stuff in one file. Okay. So I suggest guys first practice. I think while practice you can see many more confusion will be solved. Don't worry about it. Just practice for some time. Okay. We continue with exercise after half an hour. Not half an 20 minutes. Okay. Practice by the meantime. इसको तो वो कर देना शेयर कोड दे देना अपन ने गूगल सॉरी मैं एक्टिव कैसे रहता हूँ कैसे रहता हूँ आपको पता हो मैंने समर में बहुत बातें करी है वही रीजन सारे इस जुनून जज्बा दस इज द ओनली रीजन जज्बा इज द रीजन अगर आपको कुछ करने का जज्बा पर्पस की बात करते थे हम समर में बस वही है पर्पस नहीं होगा तो चेहरे पे दिख जाएगा नींद भी आएगी कुछ करने की इच्छा नहीं करेगी पर्पस अच्छा वाला पर्पस हुआ वो जो वो पागल कर देगा बोला यार अभी बड़ी दुनिया चेंज करनी है तो फिर सब कुछ सही है ठीक है गर्लफ्रेंड छोड़ के जाएगी तो बुरा नहीं लगेगा तो भी तकलीफ नहीं होगी क्योंकि अच्छा लगेगा काम करने में अलग जुनून आएगा 24 घंटे काम करने की पावर आ जाएगी ठीक है तो बड़ा पर्पस होना चाहिए जो हम लोग समझ बात करते थे सो वही उसके अलावा कुछ भी नहीं program and program always is executable. It means some developer written a code less in C language and they compile the code and given to you. And this code is called binary or the command. Huh? Yeah, why not? It will work. 100% work. If you give binary, if you only give the code, because Python is also interpreter, then the other guy also need Python interpreter. Then work. But if you give binary, then there is no need the interpreter. Without interpreter also they work the way grep is working. Right? Right? Right. अगेन रिपीट, अगर फाइल को क्या करते हैं? राइट. ओके. There's a concept called that is handled by your base system. You don't have to handle for this. Okay, that's handled by the kernel, and this is called locking mechanism. So locking is, I'm not discussing right now. File locks बोलते हैं उसे. Whenever in the future we require, I will discuss on it. It's a long concept to be discussed. You know, lock, file lock. जो था thread lock होता है हमारा, threading वैसे ही कुछ lock मान लो. ठीक है, लॉक LOC के. पर ये इशू कब नहीं आता है? जब राइट कर रहे हो, रीड कर रहे हो, तब इशू नहीं आता. पर दो जन एक साथ राइट करते दिक्कत आती है, तब लॉक करते हैं. नहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा. मतलब आपके हार्ड डिस्क है, स्पिंडल घूम रहा है मैग्नेटिक हार्ड डिस्क के अंदर. ठीक है, अब आपका हार्ड डिस्क के अंदर भी क्या है? कंट्रोलर्स है, फिजिकल कंट्रोलर्स है. उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन भेजते हैं, मान लो उनका खुद का सीपीयू प्रोसेसर हार्ड डिस्क खुद का. एक बार एक इंस्ट्रक्शन जाएगा, या तो राइट का या रीड का, दो एक साथ रन में कभी नहीं होता. हार्ड डिस्क लेवल उसका भी अंदर कंट्रोलर होता है, जाएगा एक ही. आप भले दोनों को एक साथ भेज दो, पर क्यू में चला जाएगा. नहीं, वो आपके हाथ में वो इतना नैनो सेकंड में होता है, तो मतलब नहीं होता उसको. आप कर नहीं सकते नैनो सेकंड. नहीं, आप करके सोचोगे तो उसका मतलब बनेगा नहीं. आप देखना कभी बनेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि बहुत से रीड भी हो रहे, बहुत सारे राइट भी हो रहे हैं सर. किस वाले रीड की पहले करोगे, किस वाले राइट की पहले करोगे? क्या मतलब उसका? बस बोलो, रीड भी हो रहा है, राइट भी हो रहा है. रीड राइट रीड राइट, कौन सा रीड को पहले करोगे, कौन सा राइट को पहले करोगे? राइटिंग करना चाहो भी तो आप देखोगे इसका लॉजिक बनेगा नहीं. आपका जो आंसर बता रहा हूं वो इशू कभी आएगा नहीं. क्योंकि क्यू बनती है इंस्ट्रक्शंस की कंट्रोलर पे, आपके हार्ड डिस्क के कंट्रोलर पे. ओके, वो एक बार में एक ही को रन करता है, तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कभी होगा नहीं. ओके, ये तब होता है जब एक साथ दो राइट ऑपरेशन जाते हैं, तो भी वहां तो कभी होता नहीं है, लेकिन ओएस पे जरूर होता है. तो ओएस को लॉक कर देता है जब तक वाला राइट पूरा ना हो जाए. इसको होता है राइट लॉक. तो सर्च करना फाइल राइट लॉक कॉन्सेप्ट, आपको मिलेगा बाकी डेटा गूगल पे. ठीक है. I think, Rushi, this data is already uploaded in the drive. We have shared the live drive, and we keep on sharing this code over there. Suggest sizes, please go and check the drive. So in your group discussion, you can find the drive link, and whatever done, right, is there everything. So just go and get the code and practice from there. इसको थोड़ा सा है ना, इसको स्क्रीन भी चेंज करते रहो. पहले ये करा दो, फिर ये दिखा दो, फिर ये दिखा दो. आप कर लो, ठीक है. One individual user, for example, yes, and if you found that the yes user have password attempt 10 times or 5 times in a minute, then this account automatically lock. Okay, this is what you have to do. It is more like, you know, banking. If you give 3-time attempt, they will lock the account, something like this. So this is what you have to do. In this, you will use one command that I'm going to share with you, but remaining logic you can build. Because you know the file name, it is where log secure file for the log. You know that the time, also you can see the time field. We can see the time, you can retrieve the time for 1 hour, 1 minute. You know how to calculate the password fail for one user, for example, maybe yes, for example. Okay, but how to lock the account? I'll give the command. It's a Linux command actually. So so in the Linux, guys, any account if you want to lock, okay, the command is for example, I have one user, let's say uh, Tom, or let me get one more. I already have it. Let's say user add let's say Harry, and let me give this password of this guy, Harry user. Okay, and right now if you check, if you go to some of the terminal, Harry user with password q whatever I given is working right now. Okay, and let me log out. But let's say if this user password attempt happen 5 times in a minute, this is the logic, in a minute is important point. Okay, then this account locked. And how to lock the account? There's a multiple way, but one of the simple way is, because this user is already created, so any user that is already created, if you want to modify something, then it's come called user mode. I want to modify this user, and what I want to modify, I want to lock this user. I have a capital L. This is a command that will help us to lock the user. Okay, now if I go back again and try to log in with Harry with the right password, I know the password, let's say, it still did not want working because the account will be locked. It won't work till the time you unlock it. And how to unlock? Again, we have a command. Okay, so whenever to unlock, you can use this command called U in capital. Now account will be unlocked. Now if you try to log in with Harry with your actual password, it will work. Okay, it will work. So the task what you have to perform is you have to keep on watching or monitoring this log file, okay, and check the password failed the way I show you for the user Harry, and here the time also been visible here, okay, and to check in last 1 minute, because you know the current time also, there's a current time and there's a file. We have the time when this event occur, when there's a login, password wrong, compare somehow. Okay, if within a minute you're somehow to find within a minute, okay, if this user given a wrong password 5 times or more than 5 times, the account locked. So same thing the way we did with the speaker. So when this condition match, we will run this command to lock. Let me add one more feature here. Okay, you know, sometimes in the bank your account locked for 24 hours. After 24 hours, they automatically unlock. So here what we do? So if the user lock, then after 5 minutes, if they're not doing any activity, then after 5 minutes it will automatically unlock. So this program will again wait for 5 minutes and then run this command to unlock. So in this entire process, whatever you need to know, you have it. You know the file name, you know the information, you know how to cut the information, you know how to compare, condition, loop, sleep command, unlock command, everything you know. You just connect the pieces and become a one new script. One new script. So this is very important use case. Mostly in all the servers in Linux, this is what they always set. Okay, so this is what we are doing for ourselves, and it's also a good way to practice again the scripting and also bring one more project of unlock the user based on some attack. Okay, this attack is called brute force attack, for example. Okay, so that's what you guys have to do this. So let's now guys go for next topic. This topic is very critical. Very critical. मजा आ गया सर कल बहुत क्या हाँ ऐसा मजा कल आएगा तो क्या करने वाले हो Okay. So, so the topic is guy regex. Okay. So I told you already, this topic is a general topic. It is not only for shell scripting, any programming language, and plus in the command line also, this topic we use a lot. So try to understand this topic is very critical. Okay. So for regex guys, and to practice the regex, I can use the command line. But there's one site you can use the site for practice. Okay. So if you search very quickly regex 101. So there's one site called regex101.com. You can find many more like this. Just to practice our basic concepts. Now what is regex? I'll tell you in a minute. It's very straightforward but very important. Let's say we have some string. String name is this is Linux world. This string we have, and in this string I want to search does Vimal is there or not. We know it's not there. Okay, for searching what I can do here, I can write Vimal as a as a string, and write you what you find here when I type Vimal. They see error, nothing found, but Vimal is not there. But if I write Linux, for example, Linux, okay, they found one match. Okay, this concept of searching, where you have some string, paragraph, data given, and you search for something. What you want to search depend upon what you want to search. It is more like a Google search. So you can think this is a database of Google. Okay, and the Google first page you write, let's say Vimal Daga. It's called search term. Okay, the same thing I'm writing search term here. And what I'm searching, they highlight that we found. Okay, so it's like searching. But here, this kind of searching, the logic they use behind the scene, this concept or this logic is known as regex, regular express. Okay, this is a very simple search, but sometimes there's also possibility. Let's say I am typing ABC, ADC, AEC, AMC, A1C. So we'll have a lot of data. A hash C, A maybe star C. So a lot of data we have. And let's say I'm looking to search for AEC as a as a pattern. Okay. So when I search that AEC, you can see they find here. But understand one thing, why I'm using the word pattern. If you had just A, so where they find A as just a character they highlight. Okay. But when I say only E, so where they find this AE as a continuous character, AE, they highlight only one place. When I say AEC, so when they see continuous AEC continuously, like a normal character array, continuously they highlight. So they're not looking for the word. In the regex, normally we are looking for the sequence of the character. This is called pattern. Okay, this is one point. But let's say sometimes pattern is something little more complex. Let's say I'm looking for a pattern where it should start with A and with C, and in between it could be any characters. I don't know, it could be any character. I'm looking for this. Okay, so for this what we can do, I can say I want to start with A, then something would be there, then C. Okay, but what something could be there is second character, it could be anything. So whenever you're looking for anything, so in the regular expression we have a special keyword, and this keyword is called dot. So dot is special keyword that match everything. You see here, all the guys are matched. So when I add dot is special keyword in regex, that means any character. Okay, any keyboard character I can say. For example, if I write A space C also, they include space also. So any printable character 1 to 0 to 9, A to Z, any special character, space, everything dot include. So whenever any requirement that you're looking for something you know before, after, something you don't know in between, but you know something will be there as a second place, third place, you can write dot. Dot means anything. That's what you can write dot. But let's say requirement, you're only looking for either ABC or ADC or AEC. Okay, so guys, these are the string I am looking for, pattern I'm looking for. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to find the pattern. The pattern is everything starts with A, everything ends with C, but in between it could be any character. Which character? Either B, either D, or E. So when I have requirement as second place, for example, here in this example, if second place, anything come, either B, only D, only E, any of these come up, then I want to match. I want to search. Okay, so for this, we have a special character called square bracket. Square bracket. In the square bracket, guys, if you think you want to pick anyone means either B, either D, or maybe either E, you can write here. For example, let me write. For example, I'm looking for, start with A, then after this it could be any one of the character. So any one of the character, you write square. Which one? Either B or E, not and, or D. This is second character. And third character would be, see here, all the three guys selected. You can see all the three match, ABC, ADC, or AEC, the match. Okay, so square bracket is again a special thing. A square bracket also is special thing. So this is one of the example. Any character. Square bracket means here we can define not any character. I'm just telling you only these three or these four, these five. So if you have a specific requirement, any specific requirement, that which particular character you are looking for, then you can put in the square bracket. Okay, but they only pick only one. For example, if you try to search A, B, D, C, it won't work. Okay, because this is the string you have in your data in your file. But if you write a regex, something like this, A, B, D, E, A, B, D, E, and C. You know what this line means? This line means first character should be A, second would be any of this, and third should be C. But in my case, first is A is matching, second would be any of this, so B is matching, but third is C. But in our case, the third is what? D. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, when you write square bracket, you can write multiple character, but at one point in time, at this place, at this position, they will take only one. They will pick only one. Okay, for example, if I write A, B, D, C here, they won't search. A, B, D, C, it won't search. Here, they're not searching. Because square bracket means only any of this, but only one. We can get the range also. For example, let's say requirement AZC, AMC, AEC, we have AFC. So you want that start with A, first character in the pattern, second character would be anything, but from A to Z. Then, because we have specific requirement, then we write square bracket. And this square bracket technically known as wildcard character. So we write wildcard character called square bracket. And here we can get the range A-Z. We can give the range inside this. And then last is C. Then see guys, everything starts with A and with C, and between A to Z they search. So they search this one, they search this one, they didn't search this one because we have hash one. But if you want to reverse, okay, so let me write one more thing, guys. Let me create one node for you because I'm going to write a lot many. not many. So this is one of the example. Okay. So this is what known as regex, guys. This is called regex. Okay, regex. And one of the example what they search, finally search. One of the example they search will be A, B, C. Okay. Or one thing they will search will A, Z, C. One thing they can search is for A, M, C. But what this guy not search? Okay, A, 1C. Or A, some special character C. Okay. These are things this guy does not search. Because I give the range A to Z. So I'm just giving the example what they search, what they don't search. The first example. But you want to reverse this guy. You want everything they search apart from A to Z. Reverse. And for reversing, okay, anything that you write inside the square bracket is called wildcard. You want to reverse, then we can use this symbol called cap. In this case, first would be A, second last would C, but second would be anything apart from this guy. See here? They're not searching A to Z. Apart from A to Z, space, 1, hash, 2, also word, any number, they search for it. It's opposite, negate, reverse. Okay? So these are regex. And what they do, they not search this guy, and they will search this guy. I'm just giving some example here. This is one more way. Okay, or you can give the number also. I'm looking for 1 to or 0 to 9. See here, A1C will be selected. You can give the range also. 0 to 9, A to Z. Okay, this also we can do. Or let's say if a requirement, we have some data. Let's say I'm giving my name Vimal. Okay, I'm giving one more time my name Vimal in capital letter. I'm giving my name one more time Vimal, where M is capital by chance, A is capital by chance, L is capital by chance. Okay, and if I search, I'm looking for all the Vimals. Then I search VIML. So guys, here that character is always case sensitive. So they only search the Vimal with a small character. But you look, if you want, the first character Vimal should be maybe small, maybe capital. So in this case, what you can do, you can type something like this. Okay, you want last character could be IAM, small case, that's okay. But first character would be either small or caps, anyone. Whenever you think anyone, you always write a square bracket. But in anyone, which one? Which character? Small or caps? Caps. Both. Anyone. So this is also one of the example of your square bracket. Okay. You can search, they search both. But here AL does not support because I write exclusive A or L small. But you can't know, they will search any symbol with any small or caps. So I can say the first character would be V small V caps. Second character also would be I small I caps. Third character could be again M small M caps. Fourth character would be A small A caps. Fifth would be L small L caps. Any of this combination will be supported. It means if I write Vimal in any form, they select everything. Okay, so this also guys we can use as a combination. Okay, but there's a possibility I sometime might write my name maybe with lot of I's with ML. Okay. So sometimes you say, you know, I love you, or some single you, like some you have a lot of love, then a lot of use. Okay, so any kind of love you want to select. Any number of you come up, you want to highlight or search. This is what I want. Here it is not working because wildcard means at one point in time they will only return one character at this position. But here what I write is V with a lot of I, ML. So this is first person, second person, third. But in the wildcard, my third person is what M. In my third person, this is I. Say want, select. So if you have a requirement, something like this, that first would be V, last could be as a pattern MAL, but there's I in between, but I don't know how many times they're going to come up. It could one time, 10 times, thousands of times. Then we can use star. Star means n number of times till infinite, and from 0 to infinite actually. Okay, so if I write this as a pattern, okay, you can see this. This is also select, right? This is also selected. But in this case, guys, if I write VML also, VMAL, this is also selected. Because I means zeros, star means zeros. So in this example, I is 0, right? They selected. But you want to know, I should come at least one time. Start from 1 or maybe n number of times, infinite. Then instead of star, let's go asterisk, we can write VI plus ML. Plus means at least 1 and till unlimited. Then you can see this will work, next will work. Or if I write V with any number of I's, ML, just select. If I VI 2 times ML, just select. VI, select. End of my conversion, just select. But if I write V capital, then I's, ML does not select. Because in my syntax, I write V as the first character to be small case, right? So here, this first character. So first character should be a small caps. So here we can write wildcard. V can be small or the caps. Second character I is plus, means I is 1 time or n times. Third MAL, there is no specific character. It means MAL should be there in the same sequence without any smaller caps or any star. Okay. So this kind of combination we can bring here. Okay, see here they selected everyone. Capital also they selected. Okay. But if you have a specific requirement, the requirement is I want after V, I come up, but I should be always 10 times. Okay. So one of the way is I can type manually by myself. I only 10 times then ML. But sometimes this 10 times maybe 100 times. So I don't type 100 times. So what I can do here, there's again special character for this. I say Vimal, V should come. Second character would be something, then ML should come. But I have a specific requirement. It will come 10 times. Exact. So given the 10 times, we use curly braces. And I can type 10. Okay. It will V come, then I will come 10 times, then MAL. Whenever you have this combination, then they search. Then they search. So I don't have any example here. I have, for example, this example for 8 times, I believe. So I write 8. So they highlight, right? Highlight. But if you comment, anytime I come up, I want to give the range 3 to 10 or 4 to 100. So either come 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times till 100, it works. So if you have this requirement, again, Regex is not only for shell scripting. If you go to Python also, they also support Regex. Any language support. Whenever I want to deal with data, Regex is required. Without Regex, none of the guy can have to handle the data. Okay? Because we data stored in our file, in our databases. And mostly we have a lot of unwanted space come up, extra characters come up, a lot of spaces come up, sometimes capital, sometimes small. Okay, so this will help us to filter the data, retrieve the data, manage the data, organize the data. So here I can give the range line, something like this. 3 till 10. Okay, so start from 3 and end 10. See here? So any number I is 3 till 10. they highlight. They highlight. Or let me give some more example. Let's say I'm writing something like this. This is Vimal Daga. Then I again write Vimal something something something. Okay. Then something I again write Vimal somewhere in between. Okay. Then I again write maybe Vimal the last. If your requirement to search for Vimal as a pattern, as a pattern, I just write Vimal. This is by for nature. Everywhere I find Vimal, they highlight. But if your requirement, you are looking for Vimal as a pattern, Vimal as a pattern, where in one particular line, if the line starts with Vimal, then I want to search. Okay. So if you're looking for the pattern, but this pattern should be starting of the line. Okay. Then we use the symbol again cap. Okay. But if you guys use cap inside the square bracket, it works like a reverse. But if you use the cap cap without the square bracket, then it works like a start of the line. So for example, if I write cap Vimal, then they only highlight this one. See here? This one or this one also. Is a start of the line. Better. But if we're looking for end of the line, Vimal should come in the last. For example, this is one of the example. Then we write Vimal and then dollar. So dollar would be the end of the line. But if you're looking for Vimal, there is starting also and also. It means in the line there is only Vimal. Okay? So for this, you use both together. This is the only one come up, right? This is the one who starts with and only one. So you can use this combination cap, Vimal, and this. Okay? I'm just giving you all the possibility. I'm not saying in one go you will get it. But at least you know ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. This is all the possibility we have. So whenever you need somewhere in the script, you know something can happen, you can go to some document of regex, you can go and get the idea, use it. At least you should know these are the characters available to achieve this. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Okay. One more thing guys we can do. Okay, if you have a requirement, I'm looking for the Vimal. For example, this is the one word. One word. In this word is this word. But this word is a word where Vimal pattern started with. Okay. So I'm looking for only for those words, not the line. Particular word where they start with the Vimal pattern. So for this we have a symbol called greater than. Then we grant Vimal. Okay. This is not working because guys it's vary from language to language. Some character guys work from language to language. Right now this is a website. This website, okay, is running this code behind the scene in the PHP. PHP might not support this pattern, but Python might support, Java might support, other language might support. Because there's a possibility in the PHP this symbol has special meaning. So any symbol that has special meaning, to make it a normal character, we write normally backslash. Backslash. Okay. Maybe PHP might not work still because they are not highlighting. It should highlight. Maybe with Python, I don't know. We have to check. Maybe this some language, but in some other language you can see this pattern should support. It's a word. This pattern, maybe these languages might not support, but this is also available. Maybe you can try with other versions also. Let me go for this PHP only. But this also one thing, let me just keep this with you. But in some version or language they support. This is a portal. But sometimes you'll see I'll use this, it will support. Similarly, guys, if you write something like this, I'm looking for Vimal, where in the word Vimal will come in the last. Okay, in the word in the last, because this may be not, this line might have many more things, but Vimal come in the last of the word. Okay, so in this case we write something like this, Vimal, this symbol. Okay, and then again this symbol has special meaning. Sometimes we use backslash to make it normal. Okay, but if you're looking for a word, exact word, okay, till date we search pattern, but if you look at the word, only Vimal word come up, nothing before, nothing after. Only Vimal as a word come up, then we use the symbol. Vimal should start of the word and Vimal should end of the word. Then this will search only one particular word, exact word called Vimal. So if you have any requirement to search only exact word, we use this pattern. This pattern. Okay, so this is how it works. So there will be many more uh, character like this, but this is very commonly used character guys we have. Okay, now let me give one task to you. It's very interesting task to perform. Let me give one task to you, but one more thing I want to tell you. If you requirement something like this, I'm looking for a word somewhere, a pattern somewhere, let's say Vimal, and plus I'm also looking for some word or pattern, let's say Linux. I want to search any, either Vimal or Linux. So for or, we use pipe, Vimal or Linux. So we can use pipe for or. So anyone, whatever they have, they search for you. Okay, search for you. But let me tell you guys the use of this example. This example we use a lot in command line of Linux. Because any command that normally deals with data, they support Regex. For example, if you go to Linux command line, you know there's one command called grep command, right? So let's say we have this file, pass level file. In this file, there's one more logic I want to give you guys. Logic is in this file, the last field, okay, is called shell actually. Whenever you create a user associated with the shell actually. That is the reason when user log in, they get a shell. Which shell? Bash shell. It is written in this file. So my point is, when you log in with root user, okay, you get this shell. Which one? Bash. Why? It is because of this file. In this file, it is written here that whenever root user login, will give this guy a shell called bash shell, not C shell, bash shell. Okay, this is what written here. Okay, but not every user has a bash shell. Some user has no login shell, some has sync shell. It means if you want to count how many user we have that has bash shell, so what I can do, I can say grab search for the bash in this file. So these are the only user out of I have I think 47 something that I have the bash shell. So any of these user login in my Linux, they will give the bash shell or command prompt. And how many users they have? 11 in my case. Okay. Now challenge here is I'm going to create one more user and name of the user is called mybash. Username is mybash. And if this guy I'm giving some other shell. So in the Linux guy, if you want to give some other user some other shell, okay, so there's also S. I'm giving this user some other shell. Randomly I'm giving, let's say has been no login. There's one shell available in Linux. That typically means this user we don't give shell. Any shell user won't able to log in. That's the meaning of this line. Okay. So what you see here, this is Linux command, pure Linux command. Now in this file, we have one user who has a shell called no login. That means in Linux means this user if try to log in, they won't log in. So if this user will try to log in with graphical or command line, you can say it failed, they log out. Okay, but the challenge here is if you have requirement that I'm looking for the user who has the best shell, they give the wrong information. There's a bug. Why is it a bug? Because Grab is looking for best pattern, and here they find the pattern in your name. Because name is my best, something like this. But what we are looking for, we are looking for the bash that come in the last. It's coming in the last. Okay. So here what we can do to remove this bug means I don't want to die in this line. What I want to search only bash that come every line in the last. And anything that comes in the last, what we do? We write dollar symbol. You know, this is what I told you, right? Dollar symbol. Okay. Or maybe I can say I'm looking for only the yes user that can be starting. So I can say yes starting. Okay. Again, 2 comma by because both are starting. But now out of these two, what is unique thing? This is yes 1 and this is yes colon. So you can write here yes colon. Colon is a character here. That's what we're looking for, right? That's point in time. Okay. So I say I want yes colon is a string here, but it should be start of the line. Because we know username in Linux in this file is the starting of the line. So we write cap. And we know username end with colon. So we say username is start of the line, end with the column. So what is right is a specific unique username, right? So I'm grabbing the unique name. Now if any user come with my user1, my yes1, my yes2, they won't search. Only yes user. Okay, but condition is the name should be starting line. And why we want? Because we know username is always stored in the file in the starting. And plus after username, I want the colon because we know colon is a delimiter. After this, something gonna come up. So in this case, what username you're looking for is specific gonna come up, right? This is what we're looking for. Well, I want to find the bash in this file. Only which bash that is come in the last. Last. So what you can do? This one. Here only the guys come in the last. We ask, I want best pattern that will come in the last. Okay. So entire concept what I explained to you here, it could be applied to grep command. Grep actually technically take not the string, they take the regex. Grep take regex. This is regex. And if you just write bash, so technically they are looking for the regex only bash normal pattern. So entire regex concept, what I explained to you, there were many more keywords, but these are main characters. Okay, could be applied here. This is one point. Okay, and not only grep, some more command also have this. For example, AWK. For example, if I say AWK, I am giving this file to you. This file to you. Okay, in this file, what I'm looking for you search only bash. Okay, so how can do? For example, one more thing I want to tell about the AWK command. In AWK command, by default they take the delimited space. I told you yesterday. But in this file, we know the delimiter is what? Colon. So I can tell my AWK command. Okay, you have to print. Let's say first field, right? But in this file, every field is not separated by space the way you are using the last class. Here they're separated by colon. So in AWK command, there's an option called F in capital letter, and here I can say field separator. Now they know after every column there's a different field. What field I want? But here one first field, right? So they only print all the first field. Or I can say only print the field that is third. They build only the UIDs. UIDs. Now you can use this concept in my example. You know what I used? there's something is not working. It work fine now. Okay, but if you're looking for, I want to print all the IDs who can log in, means who have bash shell. Okay, so in AWK, okay, if you want to search the pattern, then inside this colon we can write double slash. In the double slash you can put your pattern to search. For example, here I can write, can you only search the pattern bash? Come up, right? So whichever line has a bash, they search. Then on those line, I look for the field number 3. So if you compare here, so this line has a bash, they search, it's more like grep command, and they got the field called third one, 106. So what they do? They print 106. Again, we have bug in this command because we ask you for the bash. But I said this user also have bash, but this guy who does not log in, so they also print 110. 110. So what you can do here? Again, same thing. I say just search for bash, but this bash should be the end of the line. So here we can write bash $. Now say 110 does not come up, only one till 110 they print. So the syntax of AWK command is, in AWK we can tell the field separator. By default is space, you don't have to write, but if you have colon or comma, you write here. Second thing, in the single code, okay, what pattern you want to search, you put in the backslash, do backslash, the syntax. And their pattern you can write a complete regex. What are the regex I explained to you can write here. Okay, and then final output, what output would be, you have to retrieve which field 2, 3, 4, that what we can print here. For example, I can also print here, can you print field 1 also, and I can give a space also here, space. So these are the user in Linux who have the bash shell. Root also have bash shell, right? They can log in. Okay, so this also, guys, example we can write regex. There will be many more examples of commands we can write regex here. So if you does not know regex, you always find you stuck somewhere. For example, this problem is very hard to solve. Just show me the user who have a bash shell. With the possibility, some name come up here in bash, some name in between they have bash, some name maybe here, some has bash. Okay, without regex, how can you find? Because we know the logic in Linux, this file, the last line, if have the bash, that means bash shell. For last line, you write the dollar symbol. Okay, so without regex, thing will give you the answer, output, but that output mostly is not relevant. So that is very critical, guys, knowing the regex. Even though this is a very simple example, you can see if you won't go deep, okay, without regex you will stuck always. Okay, this is one point. Let me give 2 example task here to perform. First task is, even though you got to go to this site to perform this task, what you have to do, I am writing a lot of data. Let's say I am collecting a log of some mailbox, or I am just fetching some blog for some internet. Your requirement is, in the blog, in the document, in the article, someone have write a lot of email IDs, vimal@lw.com. Someone write email ID, let's say abhi@gmail.com. Okay, someone write some more email IDs, let's say ram@lw india.com. So you have to write a regex. They will search all the email IDs. Okay, understand the point? Why useful? Let's say you create some script. There's a way we can download the code or download the content of some web pages, articles, blog, use some log where they store the emails. We have email box also in your Linux system where you can have a lot of email store to from. So what I want to do, I want to retrieve all email IDs only. Why? to to send the mail to everyone, to check from where which all the email IDs mails is coming and going. Okay. So for this to retrieve the email address or search the email address, how can you find? Because everything is a characters, a string or pattern. So you have to write a regex. Only email ID will be retrieved. Understand? So perform this please. Everyone online, offline. Write the regex here. That will give you only the email IDs. क्यों हो रहा है? ये मेरा पानी सब open some cheat sheet of the regex. आपके सामने ओपन रखो उसको. Don't memorize star plus dot. वहां से देखो क्या मतलब वो you apply करो. Okay, you can find a lot of cheat sheet or the syntax in the net. Okay. There's a possibility your email ID can be maybe amit123@lw.net. Okay, it could be any possibilities. Okay, nice, very nice. Other guys, please try it. Look better, but there's some possibility it might not work. Maybe let's say if you have domain .i only, .co also, so some combination might not work. uh, 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 so Sharon, if you write this also it will work. For example, if you write, let's say, vimal@gmail.com, the way you create this also work. They also highlight this, but this is not the right email ID. So Sharon, if you in your regex, if you write something like this also, it will search. But it's not right because they are dot also in between. But in your case, it will work. But they will search the wrong one. You done? Fantastic. Very nice. Ashish, if you write only @ dot plus, then they will highlight any domain. Right? They won't highlight any email IDs. Okay. So if I just write at the rate yahoo.com, they select this, but this is not the right email ID. Yeah, Satvik, now I believe it will work. But there's some error because after dot, yeah, start from 0, right? So you have to start from 1 till last. Okay, so let me give the answer. So I just want to tell you the approach actually. Answer is not important, the approach is important. Approach is, we know one thing, we know one thing, in the email ID, every email ID, if you see, there's a pattern. Okay, the pattern is, we always find at the rate, then we find some name, let's say Gmail, Yahoo, then we always find dot, then we always find something at .com, .in, something like this. And before also we find something. Okay, this is a pattern. And one more pattern, guys, to understand. Before this there is space, and after this there is space. To some other words. But the pattern of email ID is this one. This is one point. Only thing that is known, always fixed, is at the rate. Is fixed is always dot. The one thing that is not fixed is this part or this part. But we know this part could be any character. And in the email ID, you know, we don't use any special character. A to Z, 1 to 9, that's what we use. Will be small or caps. So what we can do here, I can write anything from A to Z, anything covered A to Z, anything from 0 to 9. But in this wildcard, you know, they only give you one output. Okay, either only A, either only 1, either only 2. So one wildcard, give one output. But email ID name would be big, like Vimal, Vidaga. So this number would be maybe 1 or more than 1. So this pattern I can write plus, means 1 or more than 1. So this, what I write over here, is exactly equal to this pattern. Okay. Similarly here also, it will be Gmail, Yahoo, and on. Okay, so logically same thing I apply here. Here also it could be anything, .com, .in, anything. Same logic will apply here. But the challenge here is, okay, here dot is for us is a character, but in regex it means any. So if I write dot, they will select any. So let me type this first. What you'll get the answer? Let me type here. So our logic is, I had A to Z is small, anything. A to capital Z is small, anything. Or 0 to 9, anything. Okay, if you give the space, they also include space also. So there's no space. Then plus. Okay, this is what they select as the first pattern before the at the rate. Then at the rate always fix. I put as a normal character. Then after at the rate, Gmail, Yahoo, MSN, anything. So again, A to Z, A to Z. Maybe they might contain any number from 0 to 9 also sometime. For example, in our one of the websites called hash13.com. So hash is English term, but 13 also there. It could be any number. one character, more characters. Then we always a dot. Again, same thing, we'll repeat. Pretty straightforward. But in this case, if you type this, search here, okay, search here, you can see they will find all the email IDs. They extract, see here, they extract this email ID here, this one also here, this one also here, this one also here. But this is what they restore is wrong. Because here Vimal at gmail.com, not gmail.com. And why they don't select dot? Because I had dot as a normal character here. I want a normal character, but here dot means any. So they had Gmail, then then any character that might the L or C, whatever they take at this point in time. To tell this dot is a normal, is not a specific character, is a normal character, we use backslash. That's what is the final answer. Now you can see they have all the right email IDs. This is one thing. But we have one more way to do so. One way to do so. Normally, guys, okay, instead of this big number, this means what? Any alpha numeric character. Means A to Z, capital A to Z or 09. Whenever I have requirement for any alpha numeric characters, okay, instead of this, we can also use some special symbol called W -W. This is also one of the way. So this line, this one is exactly equals to backslash W. Backslash W means any character, one character. Okay, but if I write the backslash S means any space. Backslash D means any digit. So this is also right, but instead of this, what I can do, I can replace this guy to make it more smaller. I can say use backslash W, any character, only one. This guy also I can replace any character, one. This guy can replace any alphanumeric character. So they're same thing, but your regex become kind of short. So if I type this, you can see same output gonna come up. Okay, so that's also we can do. Okay, last task related to this one only. This is again very useful. Sometimes, guys, in the log, and mostly in the log, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, guys, we start doing some networking servers of Linux. You see, guys, we always deal with IP addresses. For example, when you set up website, for example, some client hit to site a website, my website will generate a log, and we store the log of the client from which IP client hit. So sometimes I have to analyze, okay, for whole day how many clients from which IP they hit. I want to know, maybe to count number of clients hit today, or maybe I want to count if one client hit millions of times, it means they are doing DOS attack, or maybe some attack. So in my log, I'll show you the log maybe tomorrow in networking classes. You also store IP addresses, and if you guys know IP look like this, look like this. Okay, if you want to see the pattern of the IP address, we have first octet, then dot, second octet, then dot, third octet, and dot, and fourth octet. And every octet has a range from 0 to 255. It means one of the IP is 192.168.0.1. This is IP address. One IP may be 192.250.0.10. One IP may be 10.1.2.3. So what you have to do? You have to create a regex. Out of all the data, wherever you have the IP address, okay, you have to filter. You have to retrieve all the IP address, all the valid IP addresses. In this case, I write some of the IP address here that you have to retrieve. This IP, this IP, and this IP. Okay. So right at Regex, they only retrieve and highlight and match filter IP addresses. Okay. Take 5 more minutes, do this task. Bidu, I think whatever I'm typing here, it is as it is screenshot is giving the Google Drive. You just go and check the page. Okay, but you have to type by yourself. Okay, so Google Drive link screenshot will be enough to give you the content, commands, and what I'm doing right now. But typing will be done by you because you have to practice, right? No, sir, it won't work. The way you write is not work. And guys, also one more consideration: IP address can be start with 0. Okay, but normally we don't use. So if you have any IP something like this 0, 12.45.6.7, it is not valid. This IP is not valid. Okay, IP address never start with 0. Okay, so you have to neglect this. And guys, before you give the answer, put here in the side search it is working or not. Then share with me. Right? First try test. No, so it won't work. Aditi, it won't work. Aditi, because IP won't start from 0. The way you write, it will pick the 0 also. No, Harshit, it won't work. Again, I suggest you just put multiple IP combination, write some IP right, some IP wrong, then you come to know. I think it won't work. Yes, obviously, the IP would be from 0 to 255. This is a mathematical range. But in pattern, we don't use mathematics. We use character wise. Okay, accordingly you plan. What you write in the square bracket, it is like everything they treat as a single character. One is different, 2 to 5 is different, 2 is different, 5 is different. In pattern matching, guys, we work per word wise, per character wise, sorry. Everything is one character. So nothing called range from 1 to 100. Okay, or 1 to 255. Everything is one character. And mathematics, the character is from 0 to 9 only. Okay. Let me give the approach again. Don't start typing and creating the pattern. It is more like hidden trial. Okay, if work, that's okay, otherwise not okay. Okay, the way you do in the programming. Let's start with I with 0 then 1. देखते program किस पे काम करता है. Okay, this is not right way. First think, plan, logic, create algo, then write the code. So logic is simple. We know one thing. In IP, something that's fixed is 3 dots. First dot, second dot, third dot. But the first dot here, okay, we know one thing. The IP is from 0 to 255. That's what we know. It means there's possibility we have maximum 3 places. Okay, there's a place 1, place 2, place 3. For example, one of the IP could be 100, one IP could be 200, one IP could be 192, one IP could be 10, but one IP could not be 0, 110. This is not valid. IP 1 start with 0. Okay, one of the IP could be could be 255. But IP that is not valid is more than 255. Is 256, so it's not valid. It's not valid. So what you have to do, it means at least we know in the first place either 1 come up or 2 come up. 0 does not come up. Because in pattern we work per character wise. So first place, sorry, the value could be either 1 or 2. There's nothing called 0. Either 1 or either 2. In first place. Okay. I'm just keep on adding more thing here. In second place, everything gonna come up from 0 to 9. Anything could come up. 0 or to 9. Okay. So anything from 0 till 9 come up. Okay. In third place, anything from 0 till 5 come up. 6 does not come up. 6 does not come up. Again, this also have lot of bugs. Okay. In this example, 1 8 5 work. Here 1 8 5. In this example, 1 2 9 does not work. Why? This will take 1, this will take 9, but this does not take 9. This does not work. Okay. So what I have to do? We know in the first position. Okay. In first position, they maybe for example, this example 23 for example, or let's say this is 120. Let's say this is 2. So I know the last position is always come. Always come. Okay. The last position come, always come. Second side is 0 to 9 always come. But before 0 to 9, there is possibility the second position might come or might not come. For example, in this case, second position not coming. But if they come, they will be ranged from 0 to 9. So in this case, what I do? The second line position would be 0 to 9, but there is possibility they might not come. They might not come. Okay. So for this, what we can do? We get a plus or a star. But again, we write this, then again, lot of possible have, but this will also take this number also. This number also. Okay. So what we could do? I'm just trying to give take a lot of possibilities here. Okay. So what we can do here? Okay. What we can do here? We have to write a lot of combination actually of ORs also. Okay. But right now, that was a quick solution. Okay. I said 0 to 9 come up. But this 0 to 9 will come at least once and more. But I know they won't come more 3 times or 4 times. So I can write curly braces here. Minimum 1 time they come up and maximum 3 times. This is what we can write. Again, this is also a bug. But this is better solution what we are trying to explain. When 0 to 9 come up, okay, either 1 time means they will pick this, or 0 to 9 come up 2 times, they will pick this, or 0 to 9 come 3 times, they will pick this. They have bug, we'll see how can we rectify. But this guy, this form can be right in this way also, backslash D 1 to 3, same thing, no difference. So this is what is the part of this first block. Again, they have bug here, but let's say this is the one we found, some very close solution. Then we have dot. Okay. Then we got a dot. But dot is again a special character, but we store normal character. We write backslash. Okay. Then second place, same logic, 3 spaces. So I say at least 1 digit come up, but this digit could be at least 1 or maximum 3. Why exit 3? Because one of the after dot, it could be 23, it could be 1, it could be 230. So any of these 3. So at least 1 or maximum 3 characters. Again dot come up. Again the IP would be either 1 or maybe 2 characters or maybe 3 characters. Same logic, one digit come up, the range would be at least 1 or maximum 3. Range I'm giving. Okay? Then again dot, backslash dot, then same logic. So IP could be maybe 1, maybe 12, maybe 1, 2, 4. One character or 2 or 3. So that could be done. So this is a very closest solution. It's not perfect solution. Perfect, closest solution. So in this case, if I search this guy, you can see guys, all the IP address they highlight. Okay. One thing that I'm not looking for is this one, 0, 1. Okay. So I don't want to this having this IP address. Or maybe if you see in this example, they highlight this also, but they highlight 350 also. Because maximum is 250, 350 is not, 250 is not allowed. Okay, it's not allowed. So we have to again further take this particular as a string and further dissect this by to pick one by one. So my point, if you try to do just by regular expression to come to a conclusion, okay, it would be very hard to retrieve this. Okay, here you have to first pick some of the common pattern. What I pick here, and then this pattern you can further use in a programming language to check if you're looking for the IP validity. For example, I write this pattern, then use the grep command to retrieve, then use the cut command to cut every first, second, third, fourth octet. Then I write condition if or else. If this is more than 250, 55, not allowed, is not valid. If first is less than, start with 0, is not allowed. Okay, so the regular expression guys is try to fetch you the most closest pattern. Okay, I'm not saying you can't better improve this. Maybe you can improve, but I'm just trying to give a different example here. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं, आप पैटर्न मैचिंग से हो सकता है एग्जैक्ट पैटर्न ना निकाल पाओ, दिस इज वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल, तो आपको क्लोजेस्ट निकालना पड़ेगा ताकि you can retrieve the closest information by matching or finding, searching. Then this information is given to a programming language like Python or shell scripting, and they will do the remaining job. For example, this would be one string. I give to my Python or my shell scripting and say, string, do one thing. Cut this with the dot as a delimiter. Go to last field. If last field is greater than 255, here it is. It means this IP is not valid. Neglect this line. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so your job is, okay, this is not a better example. Perfect. Try to make it more optimized possible. But you stuck somewhere. You want able to do it further. Then use grep command. Put this data in the file. Retrieve the IP address. Then give the cut command. I'm doing the shell scripting. Cut it with dot as a field separator. And we have 4 octet. Every octet under condition. If else, if else. If first is having 0, neglect. And if it has more than 255, neglect. Okay. And if it has negative number, neglect. Greater than, less than. Okay. The remaining part would be always done by your scripting guys or programming guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Otherwise, guys, highly recommend. Okay. This is some of the important characters I explained to you. You can find more characters, but these are some of the important characters. Wherever I write those characters here. But none of the interviews going to ask you, tell me the meaning of cap, or tell the meaning of dollar. They will ask the logic. Then we have log of some server, and what you have to do, you have to retrieve the IP address to find the total IP hit. What you do, You say I will use the regular expression of the IP address, unique, I will find the IP address, then filter, I cut, then I do those remaining thing, whatever we'll do. Okay? So you don't need to worry about that you have to memorize the keyword, but if you keep on practicing, it will set in your mind. Okay? Because this concept is not only for shell scripting, any programming language support. Even not only programming language, if you go to any BI tool, data analysis tool, everyone have this same concept. So if you go to any area in the technological world, you will always find this keyword with the same concept. Okay, so you ought to become comfortable on these keyword and the concepts. Otherwise, I suggest go to some of the cheat sheet of the regex. You can get some more keyword if you want to check. Okay, so that is the idea. One small task, just try to make it this IP address one more optimized if possible. But my plan is not to give the perfect answer for this. My plan is to give that context. That not everything you can do with regex. Something you do further with a programming language. That's what I want to give the information here. So that's all guys from my side. Those who are in the 7 days program, you have a one quiz quickly. Same thing before you conclude for the day, offline or online, guys. Quickly create the LinkedIn post. Okay. Again, don't tease everyone. What is regex? The world know it. Okay, what you write a post in a way that you are working on some use case, and then for the you create this regex or this code, this kind of LinkedIn post you build. Okay, so that's for my side, guys. See you tomorrow, everyone offline and the online. But again, the guys who on 7 days, you have to wait. We have quiz. After quiz, then we'll call the day. Okay, bye, guys. Any quick queries? Anyone offline, online? Any quick queries? So that's all, guys. Bye. Good day. Take care. See you. Bye. 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 कब से वेट कर